amazing deal.
Well, do you want to watch Super Troopers with us on Sunday?
On Sunday,
Get the whole crew together?
Tentatively, yes, because I'm not sure what is going on Sunday, depending on...
I'm going to be nighttime.
Okay, just depends on when Tanya works, because sometimes she's just like, nah, give me attention. I'm like, all right, here's some attention. And she's like, give me more. And then I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, it's like tomorrow. So, I don't know. You know how
and you're all attentioned out.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I'm down. I've actually never seen like all of it, like all the way through. Like I've seen like chunks. I've seen it like in chunks. It would always be like on
TBS
in the background in like a party type of situation. So I'd like half watch it.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, "Hey, let's play beer pong." I'm like, "Okay, cool. That's a cool game to play."
Gotcha.
Then I just leave it.
It's been years since I've seen it, so I don't know if it holds up as well.
I think I've actually seen like maybe a couple of bits and pieces. Like it was usually on TBS, and I usually had it in the background.
It's one of those shows that's always on at some point on some channel for some reason.
I'm just gonna put the Patreon link.
Okay.
I feel friggin' tired, man. Like I feel wiped.
It's been a long week, but we got a long weekend, so I'm excited.
Oh yeah, it's Americans be lazy on Monday.
Yeah.
North Americans.
I like completely forgot about it. And it was like Wednesday or Thursday, I think. And the boss sent us an email about like what we're supposed to do for the day. And it's like, we're halfway through the week, only 2 more days and then a 3-day weekend. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. I'm going to my comic book store's annual Labor Day sale. And I already know what I'm going to buy.
Nice. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to buy?
There's this, it's a manga that I had finished the author's previous work earlier a couple months ago, and they were telling me after you finish this you need to read this, and they told me the plot summary. I'm like, okay, it's buy three get one free, so I basically get half the series in one sitting, in one sale. So it's like pretty fucking good.
Cool.
Normally I take at least like, I'm not gonna do it this year because I'm only gonna buy this thing, but normally I take at least like $100, like maybe $50 to $100 and buy just like single issue comic books and like try to collect my run. But I'm like, this year I told myself, you know what? I think I'm good. I don't think I need that. Like I have everything. Or if I do, I'll find it later. Not that hard to get these comics anymore. So I'm just gonna get this. And they specifically ordered more because they knew I was gonna come in on Monday and buy it. So it's like, I love my comic book store. They love me. I love them.
Plus, we still got to do Saga soon, so keep time to read that.
No, yeah. It's not gonna take me long to read the first 12 issues of Saga. Not with a bus ride. That's like 2 bus rides.
All right, I am streaming. You guys recording?
Recording now.
Recording now.
Recording now.
Red 5 standing by.
Yeah.
Red leader standing by.
Standing by.
Roger.
I need to watch Star Wars again. It's been too long.
Roger.
Roger. Not that one though. That one's bad.
What's your vector, Victor?
Come on, audition. Open for me. There we go. Oh. Can you guys hear that or no?
Yeah, what was that?
My mom's yelling about my mom's yelling about work pants.
Oh, I thought it was a ghost.
That's the obvious answer.
Okay. Click on the recording button. See, I'm so far behind. Like I'm usually like ready before everyone here, but I'm the slow one today.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to add the Nindies stuff on here, so we'll just have to talk about it.
Yeah,
I remember
you can
most of
talk
what I
about that.
wanted.
I haven't seen any of it, so
Yeah.
It's
There's some good games in there. Like it's really just worth a mention, probably,
I've heard.
because there's just all trailers, but there's some good stuff in there.
all right, cool.
2 minutes of me and Justin gushing over the fact that Seeing What Day finally got a release date.
Right?
I don't even know what kind of game that is, but we'll get into that in the news. You guys can tell me.
You didn't play SteamWorld Dig?
No.
I've seen a lot of stuff about that one. I've heard a lot of
super
good things too. I've never actually played it. I hear it's super good. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, best friends gather around, talk about the news in gaming. This week, I have a trusty digger, Justin.
What'd you call me?
I called you a digger. You dig. you use the steam to dig in the world.
Keep moving.
I don't know.
I'm not going to touch that one.
All right. Beside him, we have our trusty man, PC. I was going to call you Resident PC Gamer as a callback, but I just flubbed up. It's too late at night. I'm tired. I'm dying. I need a coffee. But we have Lo.
Hey, everyone.
And we also have the self-proclaimed marvelous one, Ben.
Minot is waifu for laifu.
Who?
Okay.
What? Parquet? Parfait?
Fighting game fans will know who I'm talking about.
Oh.
So anyone but the people you're talking to right now.
Lo, I would have liked to think Lo would have known because he has Street Fighter V, but it's whatever.
I missed what you said. Who is it?
Minot, the new character that was released this last week for Street Fighter V.
Well, I uninstalled Street Fighter V because online matches are annoying. So,
yep, I agree with that.
It's like one will be perfect and flawless, and then like the next will be like in slow motion, and it's like fighting in Jello pudding, and it's awful. So that's why I don't know about that.
Speaking of Jello
I'm
pudding,
just not familiar with that character.
Just check my Twitter feed. That's all you got to do.
Sorry.
Speaking of fighting games that feel like Jello pudding,
day.
me and Justin played a game this past week.
Oh.
I count it as a fighting game. It's called Nidhogg 2.
Oh,
it's a hard thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Without sounding racist.
Right.
You just quoted Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A really tricky sentence that I'm not going to try to say, but I'll kind of piece it together in parts, is if you were talking about me and saying me and my digger.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we played Nidhogg. Like, put that all together? That would be really tricky.
No, yeah. Don't try it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Justin and I played that game. We got codes from the devs via Evolve. We got to play a couple rounds. I played a little bit more after, and we put up a quick shot. You want to tell the guys what you thought of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really cool, at least from what we could tell. I never played the original, so I was kind of going off of just this one. But because I think it's still, kind of fluctuating in beta, and we're both having some internet issues that day, there was a lot of really bad slowdown between the connection, and it caused like awkward Jello moments, where it's like you try to just run and jump, and it would maybe 10 frames a second sometimes, and that was a little tricky. But the gameplay itself is really cool when it worked right.
Yeah.
It's basically you are each on one side of the screen, and it's kind of like a fencing match, but it's a side scroller. So one person's trying to get all the way to the left, one person's trying to get all the way to the right. So it's not like you're just on a static screen, fighting each other. It's like you take out the person and then just keep running in that direction, whichever person you are, and it alternates between a few different weapons, like a rapier,
a broadsword, a bow, and a dagger.
Yeah. And the bow sucks. We dipped that after the first match.
Yeah.
But
there's just too much really time on the draw for the bow for you to be any effective.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're constantly moving, so it's not really something you can use very well. Mm-hmm. But anytime you respawn, you don't know which weapon you're going to end up with. And you can set them. You can just have one, so it's always the same thing. Well, but there's kind of a nice, fun, randomness to
I don't know if you noticed, but the weapons could come in the same way that you set them up. So you can set which kind of spawn.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was random.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so different weapons have different kind of positions you can have them in. The rapier can be top, middle, or bottom, and you can kind of parry each other by doing a different one. The broadsword just swipes in an arc, and the dagger is kind of close range. It's really probably more for throwing, but it's good to get in there. And then there's also you can jump and do a dive kick, and you can also slide jump, I think it's called. And you just kind of do a fast-paced roll and then hop back up. And And there's a few different modifiers you can put on, like low gravity. One we tried that was kind of ridiculous was baby mode.
Yeah.
Where you're constantly crawling. It's like you can do a little hop, but for the most part, you're just kind of like doing the hop into slide roll.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you can really pick up any speed. Otherwise, you're just like crawling at a really slow pace.
And the weapons,
and you just literally like walk along each other because you're both going the same slow speed.
Yeah, and the
so
weapons
kind of fun.
The weapons don't even do anything in that mode because it's just ridiculous. You're crawling, but you have like this giant broadsword, and I'm trying to throw it at you, and it wasn't working. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because you can't use the throw in a baby either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's really intense, like when it gets going, because there were some matches where like we were neck and neck, like on just the same screen for like 5 minutes. Just respawn, run down the screen, kill immediately, run the other way, respawn, kill immediately, run the other way. Like it's just this constant back and forth. We'd maybe get like one screen of progress and then kill and run back 2 screens. And then my favorite one, I'm not going to spoil, but was the last match we did. I was like, nope, we got to end it here. They won't get better than this.
It was too perfect, yeah.
Yeah, so check out the quick shot of that. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I was really proud of how that ended.
Yeah.
It was a cool game. I like it.
I played a little bit more after that, and I got to a point where the 10-minute timer like counted out, and it was an overtime, and it was just like a straight up duel against one another.
Oh.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. Like I was able to win
first
that
one
match.
to die?
Yeah, the first person to die.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
that's the way they handle the overtimes, and it
Gotcha.
gets really frantic too. Like we were talking about, like you can get all this progress, like you can just like boot past the person, but if you get stuck on the last screen and the person gets you and then tries to make a comeback, it gets so intense. It's a lot of fun. The online still needs work. Me and Justin had way too many issues for it to be like for us to play like once a week or anything like that. Like if we had to suffer with that all the time, it would be unplayable.
Right.
But I tried playing it again online, and it seems I think the fact that you live so far from me is the issue, because I tried switching it to closer range, because there's an option to play far, like distance wise. People who are farther away from you are closer, and I've used closer. I didn't really have too many problems with that. So yeah, distance is going to be an issue if you want to play online.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're still working on their netcode. Like I said, it's still in beta.
I think it's actually
but I was also
out.
just having crazy issues that day. Like I couldn't even get a PUBG match that would actually stay stable. But we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. You play anything else?
Yeah, actually quite a bit. I promise that I have more to talk about this week. First of all, of course, Mario and Rabbids came out this week.
Yes.
So I was playing quite a bit of that. It was kind of my go-to like exercise bike game because I'm trying to keep stuff for that. So like I'm not, like I it's not that I won't exercise if I don't have something to play, but it's like I just kind of lose track of time when I'm doing that. So it's like I don't really think about it. I can go like 20 minutes or so, and then it's like, oh, it's over. Like I feel good. Where otherwise I'm like. Like I'm noticing the fact that I'm working out.
Yeah,
I know that.
So I just kind of play that like little 15-20 minute bursts, do like a battle or two. But I really like it. Again, I don't want to talk on it too much because I did a stream the day of, and I've put that up on our channel now. It's also on the site, so go check that out if you didn't see the stream. I think it showed off the game pretty well. But basically, you run around on a kind of an overworld map, and there's like some kind of transitional like puzzle sections, which have actually gotten really cool. Like since the stream, they were pretty simple, but it's gotten really cool. There's like a lot of it is either just going through like maze sections, so just trying to like find your way around somewhere, or hitting different colored switches to kind of make things move around. Like there was one I just did that moved pipes that were on these blocks. It moved the blocks around so the pipes shifted, because it's like this big kind of toy box map that you're going up. It's like you'll do a battle and then have like a toy box puzzle, and then go up that puzzle, do another battle, another toy box puzzle, and it kind of gets more complicated leading up to a boss battle. And so it's really cool because like you've got the 4 different colors, and so each one like moves a different colored block. So you have to like try to line up where you want the tunnels to go, and like there's multiple ways you can do it that lead you to different areas. Like might have coins, or like a treasure chest with like a new weapon or something in it. And then there's one that's like the actual portal, to move forward. So it's not just like oh, I just got to put this here, 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 and then go. Like there's a little bit more to it than that. And actually, I really enjoy the puzzle aspects of it. I didn't expect to. Like when I saw the trailers, I was like, okay, this game looks really cool, but they don't need these little in-between sections where you're just running around on a map. I hope there's more to it than that. I think I actually said that on this podcast before. And there is. Like there's some really cool puzzles in there. And the battles keep getting more complicated. Since the stream, I got Luigi. So I switched up my party a little bit. I've got Mario, Rabid, Luigi, and Luigi. The one issue I kind of have with it so far is like there's 8 total playable characters. You just have to get them throughout the game. But your party of 3 has to include Mario and at least 1 Rabid. So basically there's only so many different party combinations you can have because there's 4 Rabid characters and 4 regular characters. If you always have to have Mario, that leaves 2 characters you can actually change out, one of which has to be a Rabid. So it's like there's not that much party variety.
That's weird.
But Luigi's really cool. He has another kind of like hero's sight type thing where it's like when someone moves into motion of him, it automatically hits them.
Yeah, it's
so you can set up kind of a combo thing of like kind of line like Mario and Luigi up on like opposite sides of the map, and then someone runs between them and they both shoot off their auto attacks, and you can do some major damage on the enemy phase.
Sweet.
And then my Rabid Luigi, like you also get a skill tree. I don't remember if I showed that off or not, but you get a kind of a simple skill tree. But there's kind of some different things like a secondary weapon, which is usually like an AOE weapon, and then like some kind of buff or debuff as like a third tier. And so like Luigi has like a little robot car that you can. It has a limited range, but it can move on each turn. So you could have it go like across the map, and it might take like 3 turns to get to the enemy. But like if it hits something on the way, it'll still blow up and like do an AoE on that. Or if it makes it all the way to its enemy, it'll do an AoE all the way there. So it has some really cool range, and there's some benefits there to that.
Cool.
And those have different ones you can get too, aside from your primary. And then like for example, I've been using Rabid Luigi, and his debuff will lower the enemy weapon damage by 20% in a certain range. So like if you're kind of clustered in, like hiding behind a block, and you have like all the enemies in front of you, you can literally debuff all of them at once with that one attack.
Nice.
And then if you've got some auto weapons set up on that, like you don't really have to worry about defense that much because they're not going to hit you very much. You've got a lot set up to it. Like the point is there's a lot of depth to this game. And I also gave him an upgrade to his slide attack, which is just kind of like a movement action. You kind of you do it and then you can keep moving away, so you can like slide in, do damage, and then slide back to hide. And I upgraded his slide attack where it does vampire effect. So basically, he will slide in, do the damage, and then anyone else that makes contact with that enemy gets health back.
Oh, wow.
And so far, I haven't really had much as far in the way of healing. Like the buff that Rabid Peach can get is a heal.
Yeah.
But I don't really like using her. She's not that great. She's funny. Like the character is funny, but her power's not that great.
I was gonna say you did a bold choice. You swapped out your healer for like another DPS or whatever.
I know, but I really like because Rabid Luigi can also get something where he can hit multiple people with slide. So picture like having 2 slide attacks, both do vampire. You're getting plenty of heals just from doing regular attacks. You don't have to actually use an ability that heals people within a range. Like it's just by doing damage, you're getting heal back, and that's pretty awesome. So I've got a really good team right now. I really like where they are. The game's getting harder. I died on one because there's this new enemy type called Smashers, and if you do like range damage on them, they will run up on you, and they don't have much movement range, but they do like 60 damage with a hit. And so if they get to you, like just as a reaction, they can hit you, and then on their turn they hit you again because they're already close. They're brutal. You got to stay away from them. So like I had like 3 of those that I was fighting for the first time, and I wasn't quite prepared for their tactics, and yeah, that was rough. But it's a lot of fun. I really like that game, like even more than I expected to when I pre-ordered it. And the mechanics just keep surprising me. Like they keep introducing new things, and I'm probably 3 or 4 hours into it now. It came out on Tuesday. Like I said, I've been playing in kind of short bursts. I did a little bit longer today, so I'd have more to talk about. Like I got to the rabid Donkey Kong boss that was in all the trailers and stuff.
I gotta see that thing. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that was a fun boss battle. Like I won't spoil it, but like I was surprised. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was when I first started it. Because sometimes, like, let's just say sometimes draining their health isn't always what it seems like it is. So yeah, that was really cool. There was some interesting mechanics to that. And like when they do different things, like, you know, it's not always just like beat all the enemies. Sometimes it's like beat so many enemies because they're going to keep spawning, or like just get past them to an endpoint, or like beat a certain enemy, things like that. So you can avoid all the others and just go for the one thing you have to kill. So like the way it kind of mixes all that up is really cool.
How's the music?
And it keeps you on your toes.
Because I see you can like unlock music tracks and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of unlockables actually.
Yeah.
There's like 3D models, concept art, I think, soundtracks, cool. New weapons.
Is it like Mario music mixed with some weird Rabbids stuff? Or...
I don't know. I haven't listened to any of it.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I'm not too bit like I like getting collectibles, but I don't really care about like going into the archives and listening to everything.
Well, I mean, like during the game, I guess there's like nothing really standing out.
Oh, I haven't heard it that well. I mostly play it in handheld mode, and I just kind of like I have it quiet.
Yeah.
But it sounds cool. Like I hear the sound effects and stuff. It's just the music is mostly ambiance, so I don't really notice it that much.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really cool. I've also gotten back into, well, I say back into as if I was more than like 20 minutes into the game, but I got back into Ori and the Blind Forest, which I'm sure will make Ben perk up for a minute. And I'm not sure why I just kind of dropped that game because it's excellent. And it's just kind of one of those where it's like I wanted a Metroidvania, and I didn't feel like doing anything with consoles, like setting all that stuff up. So I just booted up Ori real quick, and then I played it for like an hour and a half. And I've been playing it for about an hour and a half every night since then.
Have you cried yet?
No, I don't really cry much.
He's a manly man who doesn't need no tears.
Yeah. No, that's not true at all. But it hasn't hit me like that. But it is beautiful. And like I love you get upgrades pretty regularly. I didn't like the what's it called? It's grapple type item, where it's like basically you like enemies shoot projectiles at you, and you kind of like grab them and shoot off of them to cross a bunch of distance at once. And I didn't like that at first because it confused me. Because like you use it not only to like shoot yourself forward, but you can also use it to like deflect projectiles into different like walls and stuff. But there's an arrow pointing which way you go. And so when you're trying to shoot a projectile somewhere, you have to point it the opposite direction because it basically goes against where you go. And so that was really confusing at first because I wasn't sure where I was pointing it.
Yeah, that was weird.
And also like you always shoot in the opposite direction. So like if you're trying to like there was a kind of a little mini boss type thing where it's like you have to shoot its own beams back at it. Yeah. And I would shoot it at it, and then like the direction I would go was like into the thorns and take damage every single time. And I was like, how does this work? I don't understand.
I think that's kind of where I stopped was during that boss because that sounds familiar. But I like that boss battle was pretty tough. But I did get the hang of like platforming around using that ability because once you get it down, it's like the momentum feels like you're like shooting from one side to another, and you're just like got this really cool momentum shift going on.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's just I never really liked the grapple mechanics in games. Like the worst item in Axiom Verge is that like kind of grapple beam thing that like swings you across because it doesn't feel like it ever controls well.
Is the grapple the worst item in Super Metroid?
Yes. Okay. Mostly because of the controls. The way you have to like select over to the grapple beam, use it, and then select away from it.
And it becomes obsolete once you get the space jump anyways.
Yep. And I'm hoping there's something like that too, because I always look forward to that where it's like you don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
But I've gotten used to it. It's fine. But yeah, that game gets really good, like really quickly. And I've been in that phase where like I'm going back and it's like, you know, seeing all the things that gave me trouble and like getting into new areas, and that's the most satisfying part of Metroidvanias is like going back through. What?
Wait till you get to the ending.
Oh, I'm sure. But I just mean like I love the collection part of those games. It's like, how do I get to that? And then like, you know, an hour or two later, it's like, oh, that's how I get to that. That's actually really easy.
Nice.
So yeah, that's been most of it. We played a little bit of PUBG over the weekend, but I was having so many internet problems, I pretty much gave up. Like, literally, I don't know if it was like the stability of the game has faltered or if it was just a bad day for my internet.
It was a really bad day for internet.
Yeah. But literally, like every time I get into a match, we'd go for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then my game would crash. And like I'd try to get back in, and like it wouldn't let me for some reason. Even though like that was one of the new features they introduced, is like being able to get back into a game that you got kicked out of. It wasn't working.
The Wi-Fi wasn't working in my house at all. Like my phone wouldn't have Wi-Fi. My PlayStation 4 was down. Like there was no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I'll leave the actual like, you know, stories about the game up to you because you saw more of it and played more of it. But I kind of realized, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I kind of realized like during that day of like struggling with the technical side of things that like I'm starting to get over that game. Yeah. Like not necessarily in a bad way. It's just like I'm realizing that it's been, you know, a few months now since it's been out. And there's already people saying that, like, oh, well, it's so far into the life cycle of this game. It's like, it hasn't even been officially released. It's not anywhere into its life cycle, but they haven't improved it that much. Like they said all this stuff is coming, like vaulting, new map, you know, like better, all this. There's been like a new weapon, some minor like.
There's been a few new weapons.
Okay, well, I probably missed a few at the very beginning, but like some minor mechanic changes and like little stuff like that. But like with how much money it's bringing in every day. You'd think they would have been, you know, moving along a little bit faster on, on some of these updates. It just kind of feels like it's gotten a little stale, and they're just like letting it be because people are still playing it.
It has gotten stale. I agree with you for sure. I'm not playing the solos anymore. Like I've kind of gotten over that, and I'm playing more squads and duos just because I'm playing with friends.
Yeah, it's still a fun way to bond. I just I don't enjoy the game as much anymore.
Yeah, they definitely need to get the new map in, definitely, and the vaulting stuff and all that other stuff. They need to get that in now.
Yeah. That's the problem with the early access is like you can get like, you know, tired of a game before it ever even actually releases. So by the time it's actually out and like has all the full features and everything, people have already moved on.
Yeah. Or like another good thing, like the beautiful thing about that is the exact same thing is that you've played it for like maybe 50 hours and you're like, you know what, I've had my fill. I've played this for a fairly long time. And then you come back like a year later or whatever, and like there's so much more stuff that you can chew on.
That's true. That's why I want to get back into 20XX when we have time.
Yeah.
Because apparently a lot has changed about that game. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, cool. Low.
Lot more Fortnite. They added a new mode. It's like a survival kind of mode. It's to be honest with you, it's kind of what I expected the game to be in the first place. But that aside, it's a new mode. You can do up to 14 days or 14 nights survival. You just basically like gather stuff in the day, build a fort, survive during the night and stuff like that. So I've so far done like a 3-night thing, and supposedly if you go like all the way like 14, you get like cool rewards and stuff. But apparently that also like takes like 4 hours, and I don't know if I have that much time to jump into that game at once. So I don't know. I may or may not try and attempt that. But other than that, I was able to play a little bit of Destiny 2. And then it started getting all like weird, and it just wouldn't like run for me anymore, which is a bummer. But I played enough of it to where I was able to get some screenshots and stuff. So, I mean, it's a good looking game. Yeah, I love my screenshots. What can I say? It's a good looking game, and yeah, like when I'm at some point where I can afford it, I definitely would probably pick it up just because it just looks so nice, and also it just kind of feels like it still kind of has that sort of like Halo kind of feel almost, you know, as far as like the gameplay a little bit. But you know, it's a cool looking game, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it on release and stuff. I did have some weird performance issues, like I said, but yeah, cool game. And then the other game I had been playing is a game that we're actually going to be talking about the news later, so I'll save that.
Okay. Ben, what have you been up to?
Yeah, so no Sonic Mania this week, but I did actually beat today Spectre Knight, the recently, not recently released, but the latest expansion for Shovel Knight. And I had started it months ago when it first came out, and I was really into it. But unfortunately, my battery for my 3DS pretty much died to the point where I needed a new one. So got a new 3DS battery, and that was nice. And I basically just plowed through that game, and I really like Spectre Knight. It was so dynamic and engaging, and the story, it's a prequel story to Shovel Knight. So I wouldn't advise playing that first because you will have events in Shovel Knight spoiled for you. But it was a really heartbreaking story that didn't you kind of see coming, but you still relate to. Spectre Knight's such a badass. Because I wasn't a fan of Plague Knight because he was so unconventional, versus Spectre Knight was all about speed and all about wall jumping and the level designs were so, like, some of them were pretty much the same. We're like, okay, I know I recognize things, but like Polar Knight is a completely different stage. Specifically, there's a whole section where you're grinding on rails on your scythe.
That's cool.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's hell cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. If you have Shovel Knight, you have this for free. So just play it. It's really, really fun. Outside of that, I played Street Fighter V, as I mentioned at the beginning, at the top of the show, because the newest character, Minot, was revealed. And I haven't really been inspired to play any of the Street Fighter V DLC characters, Ed or Colleen or even Abigail. None of them have really hooked me. Like, I was gonna play Ed, and his inputs are weird, but that's a whole other story. But the second I saw Minot, I was like, waifu for lifeu, and I just wanted to play her, and I bought her for $5. And she's definitely interesting because, like, I play Rashid, if anybody knows. And Rashid's rushdown, just in your face, just like, I'm going to be in your ass the entire match, deal with it. Mm-hmm. Minot is the complete opposite of that. Minot is very much keep away, zoning, very more defensive than anything else, very setup heavy. And she's not a character, and I can already tell that I'm definitely not going to main her. But I like her so much that I'll probably play her more than I say when I try Chun-Li or Lara or any other Street Fighter V character. I love her design. I mean, it is stereotypical Egyptian, which kind of sucks, but I love her design. And if you've seen her animations, just go to my Twitter. I won't plug it now, but stay to the end of the show, and then you'll see. Just go to my Twitter. I've retweeted several of her animations. Her walking animation, just her simple walking animation, so much personality and vibrancy to this character. And so great, and she has such a very playful feel about her. Like, she's just very fun, and she's a welcome addition to the cast of Street Fighter V. And I was playing it before we started, actually, and I was thinking to myself, man, if Street Fighter V launched with all this, people would have loved this. With all these new characters and the story mode and everything like that, and all these earn fight money, it would have been great. But it's not. It didn't, and that's fine, and that's completely okay. Outside of that, let's see. I also played the first level of Nier Automata, the game that everybody's been telling me to play since it launched earlier this year. And one, I didn't expect Galaga. I did not expect the game to open up with Galaga. That was like, am I playing the right game? Sort of shenanigans. And honestly, I forgot that Platinum Games did were the developers for this game, because the second you're playing as 2B, the main character, you're thrusted into it, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is. What sucks is that I tried running it at high settings. Yeah, my machine chugged.
Good luck.
Chugged. But thankfully, I switched to medium, and everything ran smoothly, which I was very, very thankful for immensely.
That's good.
So, that's all that matters to me. I don't need to see all pixels on 2B's butt to have a good time, right?
I do.
I don't need that. I
need all 10 pixels.
Exactly. It runs really, really well. The combat was fluid. Like the first boss is just like, what? Excuse me? It gets really crazy, and I haven't played a game in a while that just made me go, what the fuck? Because I love playing games like that. You know, that's one of the reasons I love playing Earthbound was because I would just go, what the fuck is going on here? I like being strung along, so I haven't played much just because I've had to work, and I know if I looking at Nier and how it is, I know if I start it, I'm not gonna want to stop. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the big one. I really like the sort of camera angles that it plays with every now and then. It'll like it'll start like, you know, your typical 3D sort of thing, typical 3D sort of looking camera angles, but then for some reason the camera will switch to a 2D perspective for certain sections for no reason. Like there doesn't seem to be a gameplay reason. When you're in shooting sections it makes sense, but like when you're as 2B, again, I've only played the first sort of intro area, it makes sense. But or it'll do like a top down section, which is like cool, but I'm like, there's got to be a reason for this. Also, slight spoilers, you get credits the first time you die. Like, you legit get credits. Like, it goes super fast, and I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. So that's like one of the fake endings. Like, the real endings that you have are A to F, and then the rest is like G to Z.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do all the multiple endings because I've never been that kind of player, but...
I want to see I want to see what you think after you finish the first ending. Because I strongly recommend you replay that game after the first ending.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear the strengths are. Because I've heard it's a pretty long... Because I don't know if this game's like a really long game or is it long because you're doing...
It's fairly long. It's like, for me, I think I finished it in like 40 to 50 hours.
That's one playthrough?
That's all of the endings. Like the first playthrough was maybe like 35 hours. But I did a bunch of side quests along the way.
Okay.
You can just skip those and do the main game.
We'll see. We'll see. I honestly don't know how I'm going to react to it.
Yeah.
But it's very fun. It's very crazy. And I want that in my video games. So yeah, I'm probably going to play Nier a lot on Labor Day. Assuming it, but yeah, I'm just glad it runs. That was the biggest relief that I had because I didn't download it when I bought it on Steam initially, and I was worried. And I was like, well, let's try high settings. And I was like, no, are you running like ass? No. And all I had to do was just switch to medium. I was like, there it is, it is.
Gotta love
Again, it. I don't. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I've really been playing this week. I played some Splatoon 2. I finally made level 10 on ranked. I haven't done a ranked match yet, but that's about it. I haven't really had the energy to play anything else. I mean, even Sonic Mania, like I've started another playthrough as Knuckles, but you know, nothing more to go over there. So that's about it for me.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. I finished 3 games last weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, it just all came to a head because like I've been working on Horizon for the longest time. I finally finished that off. The way they finished off that game, I kind of want to see what the DLC is all about because they kind of leave it off on not really a cliffhanger, but you know that one of the guys that you've met is up to some shenanigans, as Ben would say. So I want to see what the DLC is all about. It's pretty good. I really do enjoy that combat. I've talked about it before on this podcast with the whole weaknesses thing and setting the different traps and whatnot around the areas that you fight in. I finished off Hellblade. I said I was going to write a review for that. I'm probably going to write it this weekend if I have the time for it.
Sweet.
That game ends satisfyingly, but there's a lot of problems that I have with it. There's a lot more good than bad, I think. But I want to kind of talk about that in a written format. And I also finished off Uncharted Lost Legacy.
That was quick.
Sorry?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah, that wasn't a short game at all. I that wasn't a long game at all. Sorry, I'm losing myself here. Yeah. So that game was pretty quick. You meet up with some familiar characters in that franchise from the previous game, Uncharted 4. The last level was a train. Like they did another train level. It was pretty well made. Like it was pretty cool because they have the grappling hook now. So they have some of those things that like hang off the side of trains, and you can just grapple that on, like swing to the next car, which is pretty cool. I ran into some frame rate issues on that though.
Oh no!
When I did that, it chugged. It's like it was doing fine, and all of a sudden it just went bam down to like 10 frames, and it was just going dude, and I'm like, oh shit, that's not good.
Don't you have a Pro?
Yeah, I have a PS4 Pro, and I have the boost mode on. I don't think it affects newer games, but like still, that's crazy.
It probably just crashes on a PS4 then.
Yeah, it's insane that it actually like that's the first time I've experienced that in a like it felt like a PC problem on a console, which is weird.
That is weird.
Game is still beautiful. I tried to tweet out some pictures, and like I've done that over the last week. Yeah, it's an Uncharted game. If you like Uncharted, you'll play that. It's more Uncharted. What else have I been up to? Oh yeah, the Battlegrounds. Yeah, so Justin was having a few issues. He kept dropping out of games, but there was one game where I just kept going on without him. And
we went in opposite directions because I went to find a boat.
Yeah.
And you went to a different shore to find a boat.
I ran into a town somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ran into a town somewhere. Justin was off trying to find a boat. I was trying to find a car to see if like we can pick each other up. And I think we actually just screwed up our jump. Like I went off somewhere else by accident, and you were like, "No, we're supposed to go over here." I was like, "Ah, well, shit," because that happens a lot when you play with me. That happens every now and then. But yeah, I landed into a town. I was like, "Oh, there's nobody here." La da da, start looting everything, and then all of a sudden I see 2 dudes, and I shoot one down, kill him. Another one's like looking around outside, trying to figure out where the hell I would have been. I would just camp inside a house, and I kill him. I take all their stuff, and I start running. Justin's like, I found a car. So I'm like, I start running to him. I get in the car. He starts driving off. And then I'm like, all right, Justin, let's move around this mountain here. We'll go around the side. We'll sneak into this town over here. And then silence. I'm like, Justin.
But the car was still going.
The car was still going. So I'm still driving. And like, Justin, you're playing a mean trick right now. So then he just like hits into a building. And we were still alive, thankfully. And I just jump out and I hide inside the building until we need to get out. And then I think I killed Justin's character because he couldn't come back in. And then I took. Well,
yeah, I came back on and said, "Oh, I lost connection. What happened?" Yeah. And you're like, "The car just kept driving, and now I can't get back in it because you're driving it." It's like, okay, just kill me. It's fine.
Actually,
I won't be mad.
You know what? I don't think I did take the car. I think I just kept going because I found that motorcycle that was just like out in the middle of nowhere. So I stole someone's motorcycle, and I jumped off a cliff, and I landed inside a wizard tower, which is one of those watchtowers they have, and I just hid there for a bit. I saw a couple people killing each other. I took some shots myself, and then I ran up a hill, and it was basically just a fight up between me and another guy, and I killed him, and we won the game.
And I didn't get credit for it. And I'm not salty at all.
But I ran a Twitter poll to see if you would get credit from the people. And I believe Lowe was the winning factor in this vote, and he voted yes. So the people have decided that you have won a game.
Yeah. See, I don't count it though, because for one, my stats show that I haven't won.
Yeah.
2, my coins show that I haven't won, and 3, my heart shows that I haven't won.
Yeah, it's all about your own personal feelings.
Yeah. But we've officially been part of multiple second place games.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Actually, I really like that one that we did with Jake. That like was at the gas station.
Where I was hiding in the house at the end?
Yeah, like we both died within like 10 minutes of each other, and then like you just stuck it out to the end.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
I think if I ran out sooner, I probably would have killed the guy, and then we would have won. But I kept hiding, because that's what I do.
Yeah, because it was a weird one. It was like, I don't think anyone got footage of this, so I'll just explain. It was like it ended in this, like, right in this house. So it's like inside and right outside was where the final circle was.
Yeah.
And you were inside, just kind of like basically cut off in one corner of the room where the circle stopped.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, I assume, was outside because you literally couldn't leave the house without going outside the circle.
Yeah. He was right outside.
And we were just watching this game. Like, both of us like, this is so tense.
And the thing was, like, I killed a guy that was just outside the window too. Like, I just
like
shot
his
him.
partner or something. I don't know.
No, they were.
Yeah, then this
each
guy was
other.
probably like behind a wall or something because there was literally like a 10-foot radius.
No, he was just off to the left. I couldn't see him, but he took a shot at me. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll just run out and shoot him.
Yeah, and then the circle just went away.
Yeah.
And so it was like he survived slightly longer than you did. It was such crap.
Yeah. And it stuck at like 1 second until like it would contract again. But I think that's because we both had healing boosts on. So until that went away, it contracted. But I talked to some people and they said, no, that's not possible. It's probably just a glitch.
Yeah. It was weird though.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because I was hoping that you would have the extra life, and so could just run out there once it ended.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I outlived you.
Yeah. What I should have done is taken the boost, run out, and shoot him. Because I it was that last second, like before I died, I had the sights down, I pulled the trigger, and then I died, and then that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that I would have gotten credit for.
Yeah, for sure. I've also played a little bit of Yakuza Kiwami. It's a retelling of the first Yakuza game. It uses a lot of the tech from the Yakuza 0. It's Yakuza. It's I kind of been talking about Low, about saying like what's like the thing that came after Shenmue, and I think it was like Yakuza was the one that took up the mantle from what Shenmue was, and it kind of improved upon it and made it a little bit better, at least in fighting game mechanics wise. What I'm really enjoying right now is the different fighting stances. So you have Rush, you have a more powerful one that's a little bit more balanced, and then you also have the Beast. So I've been really enjoying that. Like I'm getting into the mode of Rush because that's fast, and so you're just like doing a bunch of combos on a dude, and then like doing a couple kicks, build up your heat that way, and then you can switch over to another mode and then unleash your heat on a dude to kill him. So yeah, I've been pretty much enjoying that. I think Yakuza 6 comes out later this year. The story is like you were arrested for killing the head of the Kojima
Productions.
The Dawn basically of the Yakuza. So you get sent away for 10 years, you come back, and then everything's weird. Yuki's gone. You're being framed for murdering another person that's the head of the Yakuza. And so you're trying to figure out this mystery that's going on. So that's Yakuza. Need to breathe. I need to breathe. All right, let's move on into some news.
Newsy news tune. A newsy news tune.
It's a kitty news tune.
She did not like that dance.
No. All right, let's see what we got for news. Let's start off with a little bit of last week's news. So I did a little bit of digging around to see what that THQ Nordic game was supposed to be. That was an older game that's getting a new entry in the franchise, and it's Black Mirror. I don't know if anyone here has played Black Mirror before. Probably not. But it's like an obscure like horror adventure game, kind of in the vein of like a first-person horror adventure game in 2003. It doesn't have anything to do with the show because it came out way before the show came out. And they said the most notable change here is that there's interaction with vision like apparitions. And apparitions always mean ghosts to me. I don't know if any of you.
More pretty much that's what it means, I feel like.
Yeah.
Spectral beings of all kinds. Let's not be too exclusive of the different types of spirits out there.
Oh yes, of course. We must be inclusive.
Yeah.
All
Gotta
inclusive
represent.
ghosts. Yeah, so I just wanted to bring that up because we talked about it before.
Yeah, I've never heard of this.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it.
Apparently there were sequels, which I also never heard of.
Yeah, there was like 3 sequels or something.
Interesting.
So it's gonna be a new game in the series. Moving on to things that might become ghosts in the future. The Nintendo Miiverse is shutting down in November.
Oh, clever.
So yes, the Miiverse is coming to an end in November 7th of 10 p.m. Pacific. I think it's p.m. but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Nintendo has said that users will be able to save their online posts and screenshots and download them to the PC. You need to use a specific link through the internet browser. Click on Post History download option. And you also need to have your Nintendo account linked. So go and get your downloads.
Mm-hmm.
I just find this interesting because, like, there were a lot of things that were kind of reliant on the Miiverse. Like, they even put out a stage later in the life of Smash Bros. That was a Miiverse stage.
Yeah.
Like, it was supposed to be there at launch, but, like, they didn't make it at launch, so it came out, like, probably 6 months later. And, like, what's going to happen with that stage? Like, the whole point of it was, like, the Miiverse posts. So it's just going to be, like, a dead zone? Or are they going to, like, archive them to put there?
Hmm.
And, like, there was just kind of a charm to a lot of those old Wii U games, like Mario Maker, where people's comments would be up there in the scrolling as you're, like, on the loading screens. So I feel like, the Wii U is already dead. Like, that's obvious. But, like, the charm of those games is going to be lost with this going. So I think they don't necessarily have to end it. They could just not allow, like, new posts to come in. But, like, still, if you go into a game, it's like it shows the archived posts across the game. I hope that's still the case. Because if it's just everything is dead, it's like, that's sad. Especially when, like, with Splatoon 2, they kind of created their own little, like, Miiverse inside of that game just so that, they can still do that same kind of thing inside of the game, even though Miiverse isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, they noticed the merit of it.
They need to bring some kind of service to their system and not just offload it to an app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, services like this, like they shut down all the time, like the original Xbox and GameSpy. I don't know what else. What else is shut down? But yeah, it's an obsolete platform like the Wii U. Like, I would doubt anyone has booted up their Wii U in the last week or two.
Excuse me, I have.
Oh my god, I found the one guy, and he's on the podcast.
He said he's been playing Shovel Knight.
I thought you had that on his 3DS.
Well, I've been doing a Let's Play series on my Wii U, and I still turn on my Wii U to occasionally play my Super Nintendo classics.
But you're not logging in to look at Miiverse stuff.
No, I never used Miiverse. Like, I like that it was there, but no, I never really. I think I used it once, and that was to help, like, and it was on the 3DS. Miiverse was when, like, a kid couldn't figure out a simple puzzle, and Link to the Past was like, you know what, I'm gonna be helpful. And I told him what to do, and then I checked back the day later. He was like, thanks, I got through it. With cool. Like heart emojis. I was like, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like, yeah.
See, internet, about that.
You don't have to.
Sorry. I
was like, see, internet, you don't have to be a dick when a new fan asks for tips.
Yeah. Like, one thing, the 3DS is still something they're pushing, like, actively.
Yeah.
And that also has Miiverse, so it's weird they're getting rid of it when it's still on an active platform. And
Weird.
I almost forgot my 2, but it wasn't technically related to Miiverse. I finally brought my Wii U out of this room Wednesday night. I was rearranging everything in here, and, like, I brought a smaller table in here to put the consoles on, and I was like, okay, the gamepad and everything is so obnoxiously big, like, I don't have anywhere to put that thing. So, like, I've got the PS4 and the Switch in here, and I moved the Wii U, still haven't plugged it in, but moved the Wii U back out to the living room on the off chance that we might want to play, like, Mario Kart or, like Fortune Street or something. Like, it's, it's still a good party system, because I've got a bunch of controllers and stuff for it, and, like, Smash Bros is there and stuff like that. So, like, I don't see myself ever, like, getting rid of the Wii U, but I finally had to admit to myself that it wasn't worth keeping in here because I'm not playing it. So that's the testimony right there.
Yeah. The last time I booted up the Wii U was to play Mario Kart with you and Hedgie and Magic Zenith.
Oh,
Same.
Nice.
Yeah. And I didn't even use the TV. I just used the pad because I was like, I didn't even have the HDMI hooked up to it.
Oh, that's why you were playing so poorly.
Yeah. Well, I always play poorly. Yeah. I don't have room for it on my HDMI. I bought a splitter, but then I used it downstairs so I could use my Android TV and my Switch. Which I haven't really played my Switch all that often. Like I play it maybe once a week. Just like Ben and I have to get on that Splatoon because I'm bored of the Splatoon already.
Yeah, we gotta get that Mario and Rabbids.
We should definitely like do a stream of us like doing Salmon Run. What?
Salmon Run is the way you pronounce it.
Salmon, yeah. Neither do I.
Next news story, please.
Sticking with the Nintendo motif, we've got Fire Emblem Warriors coming October 20th. It's got a sweet collector's edition. I don't know. I didn't take a good look.
Yeah, it's pretty much a collector's edition.
Yeah. Ben, you were excited about this one.
I want to get it. Like, I really do, because I mean, I'm not the biggest Fire Emblem fan. I started with Awakening, which that was supposed to be the last game in the series, and then it made bank because it made it waifu emblem instead of Fire Emblem. And I really want to play this game because, one, I thought it was going to come out the end of September because that would have been a perfect train ride game to play, but it's coming out. I didn't pre-order the special edition because it's coming right around the same time as Odyssey. It's coming right on the heels of that. And I said to myself, as much as I want to play this game, I know I'm not going to put the time required for a Dynasty Warriors game with that, plus Axiom Verge comes out on Switch and Mighty Gun Vault gets a physical release on Switch. I'm gonna save it for later. I'll definitely buy it later down the road because I used to hate Dynasty Warrior games but then I just realized, just put Nintendo skins over it and I'll love it because I loved Hyrule Warriors. It was amazing.
That was just a good game. Like Dynasty Warriors was feeling stale, but they did different things with Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, the problem with Dynasty Warriors is that they're all like they're all pretty much the same. Like it's fine, but like they don't improve on it.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, so I'm just missing one character from Fire Emblem that I would like to be in there that I hope to get announced soon. But for the most part, I probably won't get. I'm probably gonna save it for a Christmas gift for myself. Just because, like I said, it's because Odyssey's coming out at around that same time, and I'd rather put my time to Super Mario Odyssey versus Fire Emblem Warriors, because if it's anything similar to Hyrule Warriors, the story's gonna be really short, and the time is gonna be devoted to whatever map thing they come up with, and then here's a season pass. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a season pass with like weapons and characters and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. But
I'm still waiting for like a Hyrule Warriors Complete Edition to come to the Switch because I will buy that immediately because I'm not going to get it on 3DS. But it would be great on the Switch.
You don't want to play it on 3DS anyways.
Right, exactly.
I have it on Wii U, and I can tell you that it's still like I'll occasionally turn my Wii U on just to play a level and just beat the crap out of dudes as any of the characters.
Yeah, but it doesn't have all the DLC. I want like everything that was released in one package. It makes sense.
Right. I'm sure they will at some point, maybe holiday sometime next year. Who knows? But anyways, I won't be getting it, but I'm happy that Fire Emblem fans are still continuing to live in the Renaissance Fire Emblem games, and this is just another edition. And I really, I think it looks great. I just hope it runs great at handheld mode. That's my biggest concern because we haven't really seen it run in handheld mode before. We've only seen it run on, full screen. It runs, I think, at 30 frames per second or 60, but it looks really good. It looks really good. Not getting it because it's coming out at a really bad time.
I'm just waiting on that Fire Emblem Switch game that's like non-titled.
Oh, the official like next chapter of Fire Emblem.
That'll probably be like late next year.
Or we'll see. Wait and see.
They're gonna have to make a whole new engine and everything for it.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, remember Atari?
Who?
The
Those
company
guys that make
that's
the cool
suing
hats?
the company that's suing Nestle.
Oh, you
them.
mean the company that's in that new Blade Runner movie?
The company
Yeah, they
that's
have the
innovating audio and hatware, the speaker hats.
Yeah, the hats. They make the
Yeah.
hats, right?
The company that's putting out that revolutionary new console?
The Atari box.
Yeah, I heard some good things. I heard some good things about them. What are they up to these days?
Well, now they're making an NES Classic Switch style device where they're building in. So like they have a handheld device that has 50 Atari games built into it. It's got a screen on it, like a Nintendo Switch.
A screen, huh?
Yep.
What kind of screen?
I wish it was a CRT, but it'd be way too big. Yeah, so they got
There's a flat fake wood grain to it.
Yeah, it's got
I'm
ugly.
confused.
It's got fake
I'm just
wood.
confused because isn't their new console supposed to play like Atari games and stuff too? So
Yeah, this isn't that though. This is a different thing. But yes,
Yeah,
they're
so
making
like-
they're making a handheld that plays 50 Atari games. I don't know what to say, dudes. Like it's gonna have like Centipede and like Breakout on it or whatever.
Because you have to choose between taking your Switch on the go and taking 50 classic Atari games on the go.
Atari
It's
2600.
a pretty easy
games.
choice, right?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh boy.
those Atari boys. Those boys over there at Atari. I tell you what.
You know what, man? Like, I know Atari was like the hot shit back then, but looking back at some of the games now, it's like, how did we even play this stuff? Like, I had an Atari. Like, I played Atari games on my CRT when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
I don't know how any of this looked any good.
I mean, it was a different time. This
Yeah.
is the early 80s where everything looked like this.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Do you remember that old Legend of Zelda cartoon? Or no, it's not cartoon. Sorry, the cartoon is terrible. The commercial where it's like a live action thing, and they're like, oh, like state of the art
Oh,
graphics,
yeah.
and it like shows him
Yes.
like playing Zelda, and it's just like stab.
it's like
stab.
it's like a nerd and a jock like bonding over video
Yeah.
games, which never
Like
happened.
that was the era. Like these things were amazing back then.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for Atari to just buy us, and then we have to talk nice about them. We just
Great. Atari is the best company ever.
So I guess this would be a bad time to announce that I've been, the sponsorship's not going to go through then.
I mean, we'll talk. We'll talk off.
Boys, we're changing the podcast to Atari Shot now. We're Atari Shot. Congratulations.
You may have fucked up on this one.
Yeah.
They've had enough news lately.
Yeah, so this device is going to have an AV output port so you connect it to TVs. I don't know why they just didn't make like a 50-in-1 like game thing that you can just download, like an Atari collection, as you will. Because they've done
Because
that
they're trying to
before.
put out hardware.
Hardware.
The profit margins on hardware is surprisingly higher a lot of the times. Because you can't you have to put money into the production of it, but that means having something to hold gives it a nostalgia factor that jacks the price up exponentially. Whereas if you just put out 50 Atari games in a collection, you could charge maybe $10 to $15 for it on Steam.
I guess
But this will probably be a $50 product that costs them maybe still $10 to $15 to produce.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
So it's much bigger value.
I don't know about the value thing because I work for a company that sells goods on the internet, and they told me how much we make off of each one of our most popular model, and it's not much at all. And then you look at something like Logitech, and they do 2.1 speakers for $30, and there's no way they can make any kind of money off of that. They're just selling.
Yeah, it depends on the product too. This thing looks cheap. It's not expensive to make. I guarantee it.
Depends on the product.
Mm.
Yeah.
But also, like, a lot of it is brand recognition because they'll put out like the low tier, like we don't make any money on this stuff, and then like that gets their name out there. So it's like, oh, I love Logitech. The next time I get something nice, I'm going to get a Logitech.
Yeah.
And then you get their high end thing they actually do make money on.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't buy one of these things.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
Nor
I'm just saying they're catering to the lowest common denominator. They're not like this. This is not a high quality product, and they're very aware of that.
Yeah.
Atari in high quality. What is this? 1975?
82.
Whatever. My joke was funnier. Laugh.
No.
Please
But
laugh.
it was incorrect. So
Yeah,
He's right.
so it's got a 2.4-inch screen. That's always fun to have.
Ooh. 2.4.
The seller's going to be from Funstock Retro, which sounds just like a bootleg retro
Sounds mad
place.
legit.
yeah. Like I've said before, this isn't Atari anymore, so they don't make their own things.
Mm-hmm.
They literally just own the brand and then have everyone else make stuff for them.
Right.
I was trying to get to the point where they have an analog control stick and quote-unquote super responsive buttons.
Super responsive.
It's better
That
than
sounds fancy.
than just regular responsive.
Is it better
That
than
sounds
like
very 2017.
super responsive?
Does it have an
So you push
attachable
the
rumble
button.
pack and memory card?
No, that's beyond its time.
Oh, slow down there, Turbo.
Sorry.
Keeping with the retro feeling, we've got Street Fighter 2 is going to be re-released via an SNES cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
So this cartridge is being made in conjunction with IM 8-bit. It's released at $100, collector's item, released in November. The cart will either be in red or glow-in-the-dark green, which that sounds kind of cool.
Fancy.
They will be limiting the orders to 5,500. I've heard already that they've already been sold out.
Of
Not
course.
surprised.
IM 8-bit says that this will be the first release of their legacy cartridge collection, so they might be making more of these types of things for other games. Let's see. IM 8-bit has... Oh, yeah, so the catcher here, though, is that they've placed a warning on the item, the product, the cartridge,
This is my favorite part.
that playing the game may cause the SNES console to overheat and catch fire.
But it's a working cartridge.
Yes, it's a working cartridge, but
don't-
it may cause your SNES to overheat and catch fire.
I feel like there was a way they could have worked that out.
Nah. They did work it out. They put a warning on there. It's your own fault if you actually use
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
I mean,
So now
to be-
you can
to be-
literally make your SNES a fireball so you can throw it at your enemies and KO them.
to be
Yeah, you just put
fair,
the game in, Kamehameha! Isn't that
It's
the term?
Hadouken.
Is that a Dragon Ball?
Hadouken, yeah,
Hadouken, yeah.
you did Dragon Ball.
Well, whatever. I was
Same
trying to be
difference.
cool.
Yes, Ben.
Sorry,
to
Ben,
be-
go ahead.
Yes,
They
to
shoot
be
stuff in
fair.
their hand.
to be fair, why would you want to play this version of Street Fighter 2 anyways?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
like seriously, like this is really just a prop to put on your shelf. If I had the money, I probably would have bought it just to look at it. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
But like, real talk, if you grew up playing Street Fighter 2, either the console or the arcade, this is the worst version you could. Well, not the worst version. This is the original version, and it's slow. It's like when people think of Street Fighter 2, they think of Turbo as a very much more faster paced movement, all the characters. So yeah, you probably
this is the
should.
30th anniversary one. The others aren't 30th anniversary.
No, I understand that. What I'm saying is anybody who buys this is not going to put this in their Super Nintendos. Other than if they're YouTubers, just to say, haha, look what I did. I licked a Switch cartridge.
I caught my house on fire. Haha.
Exactly. It was a social experiment. But yeah, this is just be seen as a collector's item. You don't want to play this game. Just download the hundreds of versions of Street Fighter 2 that are out there already.
Or
that are
you can get
superior.
an SNES Classic and play the Turbo one.
Yeah, yeah. Or just buy Ultra Street Fighter 2 for the Switch.
For $67.
For what?
However much
Ultra?
something costs.
Yeah, it was like full price, wasn't it? Or
No,
it was 40 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's 50 here. So, anyways.
Well, at 40 versus a $100 cartridge, it's going to catch your house on fire. I think it'd be better to go off with a $40 smaller cartridge.
But you don't have that risk, that like adrenaline feeling of maybe I'll catch my house on fire.
Will it catch on fire or will it not catch on fire?
Sir, how did your house catch on fire? Were you through a fireball? I'm sorry. So what was that? Were you through a fireball and
did a Hadoken
and now I don't have Hadoken insurance.
Hadoken came out of the screen.
Your choice does not cover acts of Ryu or Capcom thereof.
Real talk. Seriously, I would, if I had the money and the pre-orders and sell out, I would have bought this just for shelf porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a collectible. They could have not made it workable. Like the fact that they have this like all playable, but then put a warning on there saying not to play it.
Mm-hmm.
You could just not make it playable. Then you don't need that warning.
Yeah. So here's the thing: they came out and they said the reason why they had a warning, they put out the warning, is that due to the fact that the SNES consoles are fairly aged and uncertain. So like they're basically just saying like, I don't know, SNESs are old, maybe they'll catch fire. Who knows?
Oh, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's like the whole reason is like due to like they just don't want to have liability if something happens.
People still use their SNESs all the time.
Yeah. Get that old crappy looking top of the SNES. Like, was it like brownish looking stuff?
Some of them, yeah. The oxidation of the whatever material they use to make it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that, and also like one of the corners is basically completely chipped off, so I could just like look inside it. And...
Also, who needs HDMI when you can screw in a coaxial into the back of your TV? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about like when you guys were kids, did you beat up your like consoles constantly or no? Because mine was always tripped and like fell on the floor and like smashed, but it was always fine.
Because if I did, my dad would beat my ass.
Yeah, respect your stuff.
I was a kid. I was tripping over console cables all the time. Same with my cats and my sister.
No, I was the kid of a poor single mom. Like I knew that if I broke something, it was gone. Like there was no way to get it again.
I was never allowed to. I don't think I was ever allowed to touch the consoles without my parents there when I was a kid. So like that's when all the damage happened, was like it just got constantly chipped over. But when I was a kid and I was finally able to touch them, I just put them on the floor instead of like on the desk where I can trip it.
See, whenever like disc-based things came around, it always annoyed me when people would like just take the disc out and put it.
Oh yeah, my cousins did that constantly. I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
that's when you're like, get out of my house.
Right. We're not friends anymore.
What? And they do it like face down too, so it's like the important part of the disc is now face down on the table with like who knows what is
with, like,
right. Like, I'm protecting
everywhere.
it. Yeah. Kids are the worst.
Yeah, they are.
Only 90s kids understand though, because now everything's on Blu-ray, and those are apparently scratch resistant.
And they're like double-sided.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter
nothing
which
is scratch
spot you put on.
I still remember my Final Fantasy IX disc that got scratched, and I could never beat disc 1. Freaking stuck at the last cinematic of disc 1. But I couldn't actually get to where it switched over to disc 2. Made me so mad.
Damn it.
Thank God we don't have multi-disc stuff anymore.
I know.
Right?
Everything's all digital now. You just play the damn game.
Yep.
Keeping in line with the retro stuff, you got some Sonic news here.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes.
Sonic
That one was actually pretty good.
Forces.
Yeah, it's the best one, actually.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so we got Sonic Forces here. They're getting multiple costumes during a physical copy pre-order. You'll be able to get costumes regarding different franchises like Knights, Super Monkey Ball, Puyo Puyo, and Jet Set Radio, and Persona 5.
Persona 5 is an interesting one because that's not a
Atlas.
Sega game, is it?
Yeah.
Nope, Atlas owns Sega.
Yeah, Atlas.
Oh, yeah?
Atlas owns Sega?
They bought Sega. Sega bought Atlas like 2 years ago. Yeah, so
okay.
technically it's a Sega property.
So I was gonna say, like, all of these others are just obvious Sega properties.
Wait, does Atlas own Sega or does Sega own Atlas?
Sega owns Atlas.
Oh, you said it the other way around. So
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Gotcha. Huh. Because at first I was gonna say, well, I guess someone's got to own Sega.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I was like, oh yeah, Sega getting bought. I can see that. Yeah.
Who is this like mouse bat looking thing on the box art?
That's the mouse bat from Sonic in the cartoons.
Is that Rouge the Bat?
No,
I think so.
It's like a man mouse bat.
All right, I have to take a
And
look.
you mean the blue one?
Oh, huh.
No,
Or
I don't know.
to the left of Eggman.
Oh, that's the villain. Infinite.
Oh,
Weird.
okay.
That is
Some
the
random-
one of the villains. Its name is Infinite.
Gotcha.
What is it?
It's
I don't know.
infinite.
There's
It has many
I don't know.
forms.
Apparently there's stuff out there on the internet. I'm purposely staying away from anything Sonic Forces story related. I just know he's the bad guy, or
Did you
it is
pre-order
the bad
this?
person.
Or are you going to pre-order this?
You know, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a story, Lo. I'm going to tell you a slow story. You sit down right there.
Sit
we
down,
go.
kids. Let's
Okay,
hear
let me-
the story
hold on,
of
let me
Ben
sit.
and his Sonic.
Okay.
So like I come home and like I don't have Twitter, I don't have access to social media or anything. So I was like, I wonder what happened on social media today. I see Sonic Forces is trending. Oh, I'll click this. Pre-order. And I'm not gonna lie, the only thing that made me want to pre-order is in the bottom right hand corner is the Knight's hat and outfit. That's the only reason, because I legit love Knights in the Dream. The only other thing Sonic Team has created that's really, really good. And I went to go like, oh, pre-order these special editions usually sell. It's Sonic. Nobody cares about Sonic. I go to Amazon. I search it. I click on the Switch version. This item is temporarily out of stock. And I legit go to YouTube and I start playing loudly. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Like, I don't care about the controller skin, although I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd actually use it because I use the Pro Controller now more than anything else.
I absolutely hate controller skins. I think they're the worst idea.
Like, why though? Like, it just seems kind of like, I don't know. It just seems like a pain in the butt, and especially if you don't get it on there right. It's like, now this is what you have.
It's all crooked, and then if you want to take it off after, like you get that sticky residue on the controller, and you're like, "What the fuck's wrong with me?"
Yeah, but
if I'm gonna get sticky residue on my controllers, it's gonna be my own fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think this is cool. I mean, I really hope that I can just buy if I can't pre-order this, because I'm hoping there's gonna be another batch of bonus editions that'll go out. What surprised me more about this is the fact that this is only a $40 game, even with the bonus edition.
Yeah,
like it's not a full price game, which I think is kind of crazy.
That's fine.
I think they're trying to get the word out about Sonic again, like prove to people that they should buy it. So it's a cost-effective thing for them to do.
I really enjoy having these not full priced games anymore. Like, you don't always have to have a full price game to have a good game.
Exactly.
Like, I just bought Kiwami. That's like $30 Canadian, which was probably like 20 American, which is crazy. And then you have the Sonic games that recently came out that was like 26 or something like that. Like, I'm really enjoying this time where like big brands are like able to put out games at not full price.
Rest assured, if everything falls according to plan, I can actually stream, because I know I haven't done that in months at this point. I will be doing a live stream or I hope to be doing a live stream of me as my original character, Ben, the whatever animal I can choose. I'm thinking bird. I kind of want to be a bird. I think you can be a bird.
I'm like a
I don't know. You know what? I'll point this to the fans. Fans, listeners of the show who would be interested in watching me live stream of Sonic Forces. You pick the animal I'll be, and I'll do it. Most votes win.
I say you be a monkey and wear the Super Monkey Ball outfit, because
I don't want to be the stupid Super Monkey. If anything, I want to have the Knights. I don't want to be the Super Monkey. I want to be the Knights. Be the Knights.
No one cares. Choose the animal. You ask the fans.
You know what's cool? You know what's cool about Yakuza? They have the crane game in there, and they have a bunch of Super Monkey Ball like plushies that you can grab. And
awesome.
Nice.
Does this say sponsored by Dole Bananas?
No.
But
all that aside, I hope this game is actually good.
Same.
I was watching some of the gameplay and it looks interesting-ish. Like some of it, I don't know, it kind of looked like it was like really like on railsy on some parts, but then like because it kept showing like the same like level over and over again with different characters and different moves. So there's some characters that are moving around a little bit more. So I don't know. I feel like as long as they don't stray too far away from what they did with like Generations, Sonic Colors, then they'll be fine. As long as they just keep that part of the gameplay intact, then it should be an okay game. But
That's what this.
I'll wait until it comes out and reviews come out and stuff until I actually decide to get it.
I probably won't cry for this one, considering I've played a lot more 3D Sonic than 2D Sonic. But I'm definitely gonna buy this day one it comes out. Like even if I'm not through at Mario Odyssey, I'm like fuck Mario, I'm playing Sonic again. Just like I did in 1993.
I'll be playing Mario. I don't care. Speaking of games that aren't full price, I'm taking over this segue.
Oh.
To talk about the Nintendo Nindies event that happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that.
Tuesday.
I don't know.
No, Wednesday.
There was like they announced like 20 games that are all just like really cool looking indie games, and probably none of them is going to be more than like $30. So that's pretty great. Not all of them looked amazing. There was one like Mom Hid My Game or something like that looked really dumb. It's like a point and click type game where you're like trying to find like hidden game consoles around the room and stuff. I don't know. It's not even worth talking about. But I'm just saying, like, they spent substantial time on things that were not interesting looking at all. There were a few kind of neat looking like shoot 'em up types, like what was that Atlantis one? Earth Atlantis, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, where like climate change fucked everything up.
Yeah, it had a really cool art style. I'm not into shoot 'em up games, but it was worth noting for sure because it looked really original.
It looked like stenciled, sketched almost.
Yeah, but it was like on like parchment paper because it was all like green with black. It kind of reminded me of like an old Game Boy game where like everything is green and black, but it's like, you know, it was the art style of like kind of parchment brown and then like black like ink outlines kind of. It was a really cool style. And then they had a few that like it was almost entirely all new ones. Like they didn't focus on any that they haven't announced yet, like or announced dates for yet. Like Stardew Valley or like Escapist 2 or anything like that we know is coming, but you know we don't know anything else about yet. But there's one they actually gave an announcement for that we'll get back to. But there were a few that looked really cool to me. Probably my favorite as far as like unexpected announcements was called Morphe's Law, which was this really cool like third-person team shooter. That's basically like another kind of like innovative Nintendo shooter, like kind of Splatoon style, where you know you have weapons, you're on teams, you're shooting at each other, but you're not killing each other. Basically, what you do is like it's all about precision shooting. So whatever body part you shoot at, you absorb mass from the other person. And the goal of each match is to like make your big kind of avatar character bigger than the other one by the time the match is over. But like depending on what body part you shoot on the enemies, it changes that body part on you. So if you shoot at their head a bunch, you're going to get a really big head, but you can have a tiny body. If you like, you know, if you just evenly get big all over, if you know what I mean, then I don't know.
I like them curves.
Yeah, if you just get thick, then like you're a bigger target. So like, you know, I think you might do more damage or something, or like, you know, you're getting more points for your team, but you're also a much easier target to hit. Whereas like if you're super tiny, you are like really fast and agile. So it's a lot easier to go up to someone and like, you know, shoot at them and dodge and everything. And also like different body parts like help you get around the map better. Like if you have a big arm, it gives you like a grapple ability, so you can actually like grab onto different things around the map and like swing across. If you're entirely small, you can fit into like tunnels, so you can like travel from one end to the other really quickly. Whereas like a big person would have to, you know, actually go across the map, things like that. So like there's a really cool kind of like, you know, transform your body parts mechanic to it. And it's also just a really unique idea for a team shooter. But that was really surprising. And then there were a few like kind of 3D adventure type games. One I think is based on an anime. It was called Away. Away, like Journey to something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like an anime art style Skyrim, basically. It's like a first person dungeon crawler where you have like, you know, weapons and magic and everything, but like it legit looked like Skyrim, but like anime. They didn't show much as far as the gameplay or anything. I'm not entirely sure how it plays, if it's just like that, but it gave me that feel for sure. And then there was another one called Mukoto, which had like it was like a, what is it called? Voxel style, where it's like very polygonal, kind of like Grow Home. And I personally love that style. Like everyone goes for like the, really nice looking sprites or like the blocky, like Minecraft style. But I love this like voxel art style. It's really cool to me. Yeah. But it has like kind of a, it gave me a 3D Zelda vibe. Because you get like new abilities. There was like one time where like you do like a double jump and then turn into a bird and like kind of do a glide to a platform across the way. It was like probably more Okami. Because it was more like nature based than just like a straight up Zelda game. But you had like big enemies you had to kind of figure out how to beat. There's some puzzle rooms, things like that. It looked really cool, and it's just like a little indie game. And then there was another one that looked more like a 2D top down Zelda game called Yono. It's about like an elephant that again gets all these different abilities. So like you can like slam into people to hurt them. The trunk gets different abilities. Like at one point they showed it like spitting fire, like sucking in fire from a torch and like spitting that into somewhere else to like, burn something. Shooting out water to do something, like sucking in like an object from far away. Kind of like the elephant in Donkey Kong Country. Like those kind of similar mechanics, but like in a top-down like Zelda style game. So that looked really cool too. Like I really love these like kind of different takes on like that Zelda format. And then there was one other one that stood out, but I can't remember what it's called right now.
There was also No More Heroes, Travis Strikes Back.
Yeah, that actually doesn't interest me, but I'm excited it's happening. Yeah. But that's one I was going to get back to, is like one that we knew was coming but didn't know anything about.
Okay.
But there was another like that we didn't know anything about before this, and I can't remember what it was. It was like a side scroller, like team based like Metroidvania type thing. From Inti Creates, which I thought was really cool. But it's like you choose different classes, and like you have different abilities depending on that. Like you work together. I think you could do it single player, but you work together to go through these different like side scrolling levels and everything. But it had kind of a Metroidvania feel to me, where it's like each person, has different abilities, so you can like take different paths depending on which character you are. And that looked really cool too. There's a whole list of them. Like you'll have to, watch the actual thing to know all of them, because it was like literally
bearing
like
the
18
lead,
to 20 games.
I am. There's also one other thing I just want to say is the Super Meat Boy Forever was announced as well, which is the sequel.
That's right.
It's a new one coming,
which actually looks good.
It's an endless runner, which is weird.
Yeah.
Really? So it's similar gameplay where it's like, you're running, jumping, like bouncing off walls and everything, but like it's constantly going. So like that's going to be even crazier, because I don't know if they're procedurally generated levels or anything, but it's like literally you can't stop. So yeah, that was cool too. And then there was a No More Heroes game called Travis Strikes Back, and that looked interesting because it was like it just showed a cinematic opening trailer of like some guy going in, like finding Travis, playing Hotline Miami, which I thought was funny. Like crazy. They have a little duel, and then like these like hands come out of this console and like pull them in. Like the console he was playing Hotline Miami on.
Oh yeah.
And basically this game is supposed to be a collaboration. Like there was more information after the trailer. This game is supposed to be a collaboration with different developers. And essentially the way it plays is that Travis is trying to get out of this like simulation and has to beat the 6 games that are inside it to get out. So it's like it's going to be like No More Heroes gameplay, but like inside these different game models. So like probably different developers like put their game engine
that's cool
to use in like a No More Heroes style game. So like probably Hotline Miami will be one where it's like that kind of fits that top down like murder-a-thon type, but you're Travis Touchdown instead.
Yeah.
And awesome. Then they announced at the PAX Nindies at Night panel that, teased, I guess, that there's going to be a Shovel Knight crossover. So I could see like a side-scrolling Travis Touchdown type thing where like he's going through like these different platformer levels, like taking out enemies and things. So like it's going to be like an indie-styled No More Heroes game, which is really cool, and I want to see more about it. But I've never been interested in No More Heroes. I just kind of want to know like what other game styles are going to be in it.
Yeah, it looked interesting. I just never got to play it. That's all.
Yeah, I saw some from like the first one. I think so. One of my friends had it and loved it.
Also,
but I just never got into it.
In the indies, we got our first look at the final Shovel Knight expansion, King's Card.
Yes.
About King Knight, the final one. And again, if you own Shovel Knight already, you will get it for free. But you should double dip because let's face it, Yacht Club Games deserve it because they put amazing.
Yeah, they've been great to their audience.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I picked it up again on the Switch just because, like, I mean, it's $25 on there, and like you're getting essentially 4 original campaigns, all part of that game. It's kind of insane. And then, like, digging the lead out of its grave. We finally got.
Wow.
You said I was burying the lead.
He buried it.
I didn't think
and
you were
then
going
he
to pull
brought
off
it back up.
So the hotly anticipated sequel that me and Ben at least have been waiting for a while, SteamWorld Dig 2, finally got its release date on the Switch, and it's in like 2 weeks. September 21st.
Coming out on the worst time ever.
Which is so exciting. And it looks great. They showed a new trailer of it. I can't wait. But yeah, that was the one game they showed off that like had already been showed before. Everything else was all new games, which is crazy because there's still a bunch that they haven't released from the last Indies presentation.
Yeah.
And they showed like 20 more that are coming by like they were all either this fall, winter, or early 2018.
Yeah.
So like the Switch is the go-to place for indie games right now. And it's
the new
amazing.
Vita.
I love it.
It's the new Vita.
Yeah, it really is. Even though for some reason they're still occasionally putting out games on the Vita for whatever reason. But yeah, like the Switch is going to be the Vita, like in a matter of months when the Vita finally dies. But yeah, SteamWorld Dig 2 is coming very soon, and I'm super excited. Unfortunately, it's coming out really close to a lot of other games, and they really missed their opportunity to come out in like August at the latest. But you know, what can you do? I'll still get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that game like the probably the day before, the day of I go on my train ride trip, and it's gonna be a perfect train ride game.
Yeah. Yes, SteamWorld Train Ride.
Exactly.
Just because you guys are hyped about it, I'll probably pick it up.
Yeah, the first game's really fun. I really recommend the first game. It's very simple, but like it's one of those games where, at least for me personally, because I played it on the 3DS because I got it through a rare Nintendo Humble Bundle. I was like, oh, what's this? I might as well play it. It looks kind of cool. And literally, it's one of those, well, I'll dig further. I'll dig a little further. I'll dig a little further. What time is it? Oh, shit.
Yeah. I had that too.
And they just this new one, SteamWorld Dig 2, because I wasn't a fan of SteamWorld Heist because it was more of a turn-based strategy RPG, and it was kind of hard. Just like I bought it, but it's just like I'm never gonna beat it just because I'm not really. It's difficult. But this game is going back to its roots. It looks great, and I want to find more. I want to dig forever.
The original SteamWorld Dig is $10 on Steam. I suggest picking it up.
Totally worth it.
Also, SteamWorld Dig 2 is listed on Steam, like still as like a unannounced date. But I thought it was a Switch exclusive.
No, it's coming to other platforms. They've announced that. It's just coming to Switch first.
Just like timed release. Okay.
Yeah, it's just coming to Switch
I'll
first.
just wait for 2.
Well,
I mean, 2 is going to be a better game. It's more like a Metroidvania. There's no procedurally generated areas or anything. Like that's why I'm excited, because with the original, literally, like you just you go down, and then like as you dig, like it's created when you go down there. Like each new floor is like just created, and once it's created, it stays the same.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like this is literally they built the whole world. That's why it's taken so long.
I want to play it again.
Yeah. So I'm curious as to how that's going to change things. Like the abilities and stuff you get are going to be catered to the world, rather than just like this is something you can do. Figure out how to make it work. I will never enjoy procedurally generated games as much as I will like traditional Metroidvanias, just because of how they're structured. Can't wait. But that's pretty much it from the presentation. I was hoping for a little bit more as far as like other games that haven't released yet, like Stardew Valley and Escapist. But
yeah,
I'll take what we got, because there was a bunch of new awesome announcements.
I have one more thing to add to this, just real quick, because it's related to indies. Shovel Knight amiibo. They're doing amiibos of Spectre Knight, King Knight, and Plague Knight. Yep.
Yeah, they look really cool.
Yeah, I only want Spectre. I don't care. Maybe King Knight?
Same, actually.
But I only want Spectre Knight because he looks so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I already own the Shovel Knight amiibo. I'm looking at him right now. He's so good.
Oh, wait. Was it Plague? Plague Knight's the one with... Yeah, I wanted Plague Knight. I get Spectre Knight and Plague Knight confused.
So do I. I do the same thing, yeah.
He's the Death Doctor.
Yeah.
Plague Mask, yeah. I have to think about it.
But you'd think, Death Doctor would be Spectre. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, but Plague Knight, Death Doctor, that's what they were called.
I know, Plague Doctors, it was a whole thing. But I'm just saying, I want Plague. I thought I wanted Spectre, but I want Plague.
Yep. All right, to get back onto the Sega tangent we got here, before Nintendo rudely interrupted.
Whatever.
So Sonic Mania was released on the PC, and included in with Sonic Mania was this de novo. I think I keep wondering if I say that right or not, but de novo software that helps with anti-piracy, fighting anti-piracy. But included with that was also the ability or the inability to play games offline. And so Sonic Mania fans and Sega fans rallied against Sega and asked for them to remove that, and Sega has removed it. So you can now play your games offline. Yay.
Like you should have been able to originally.
Yeah.
Right.
I have Sonic Mania in my cart now on my Steam, so I might buy that after the show.
Along with SteamWorld Dig.
I'll just wait for 2.
All right.
It's coming out in a couple weeks or 3 weeks. I can wait. I got lots of games. So more Sega news. We got Yakuza Kiwami 2, Fist of the North Star, and Yakuza Online has been announced for Japan. Kiwami 2 has been announced for Japan, coming out December 7th. It's using Yakuza 6's engine, which we haven't had Yakuza 6 here yet. Should be coming out next year sometime. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is the remake of Yakuza 1, just like Yakuza Kiwami is the remake of the first Yakuza game. There's also going to be a Yakuza Online, which has been announced for Japan. It's going to be a free-to-play game with some microtransactions, and it'll take place after Yakuza 6, storyline-wise.
Are the Yakuza games coming to PC? Have they said anything on that?
It's always been a PlayStation exclusive.
Because I really that's one of the few Sega franchises I have dabbled into, and every time I've seen one of them, I really want to play them because they look fun.
So
and they remind me
you're actually going to be in luck with Yakuza Online though, because that one's going to be on PC and mobile, so you can play on your phone and on your PC.
Oh, sweet.
I'd rather play a mainline game.
Yeah. So Yakuza Online is going to have a new protagonist. Hasn't really said what they are. It's going to be the first entry in a new Yakuza series. The Yakuza games are super popular in Japan, not so here. They're kind of more niche here. They're kind of like Shenmue and Streets of Rage combined into one, with a little a light sprinkling of GTA.
And what's Fist of the North Star?
I have never played Fist of the North Star, so I cannot tell you anything about that.
Because I think there's been games of it before, but this is the first time this studio is doing it.
Yeah, so the Yakuza Dev Studio is taking over. It's going to have that same kind of engine, same kind of fighting style. It's going to be released in Japan in 2018. Game will have a new story, so I assume it's just like a new entry into the series. But it's going to star their protagonist Kenshiro. You watched the anime, Ben?
No, I just know of it.
Okay.
It's one of the more popular mangas from the 80s. I never watched it myself, other than I know it's very violent. But I know Fist of the North Star fans are very happy.
Yeah. Keeping up with the more Japanese and Sega stuff, we got some Atlas news. We got some Atlas news here. It looks like they're teasing Catherine 2, or a sequel to Catherine. Atlas had a program to recruit talent with it for a new dev team called Studio Zero. that would be a pretty badass name for a studio.
Indeed.
During the program, there were hints that Catherine 2 might be in the works. The hint was that Trisha, like the radio host, kind of like I always compared her to like the radio host of the Warriors, where so she appeared in a live stream and asked the audience in the live stream like when she's going to be coming back, and so it's a little bit fourth wall break in there. And that she's excited about the next job. So we might be seeing some more Catherine. Might not. Who knows? I haven't played Catherine.
Me neither.
This new studio is specifically supposed to be working on a narrative-driven puzzle adventure game.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Catherine was.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for difficult. If you never played Catherine, get ready for a lot of bullshit.
And a lot of lingerie. And goat people.
And hell.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, it's a weird game.
I think that's in the Xbox
cool.
Games Pass. Like I've talked to Justin about this. I think it's in the Games Pass, so I might as well just try and download it and see what it's like.
So make sure you don't have any latency, because that'll kill you every time. It's very precision.
Yeah, it's well, thankfully I can just download the game and not stream it. So.
Oh, that's true. I was thinking of the PlayStation one.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go for some sexy lingerie anime women, hell people. Sounds right up my alley. All right. So we got a new game coming from Starbreeze called Raid World War II. World War II is very popular this year.
Apparently. Well, probably because Nazis are popular again.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Really good timing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny.
It's funny how the world just works in these mysterious ways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a new
funny?
game.
I don't know about funny.
You gotta shout, you gotta laugh, or else you just
Ironic.
cry the whole time.
Funny in a sad kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, new game from Starbreeze Studios. So they're offering a closed beta for Payday 2 owners. So that's me. I have it, so I might as well download it. I've actually just downloaded before we started.
Nice.
The beta is going to run until September 17th. It will launch on PC September 26th, October 10th for PlayStation 4, and October 13th for Xbox One owners. This game is a 4-player co-op shooter set in World War II. I watched the first trailer that's on their Steam page, and it kind of looks like they're robbing like a Nazi mansion and blowing it up at the end. So like that looks pretty damn cool. I might try this out. I enjoyed Payday 2, just for like hanging out with friends and like robbing stuff and like making meth and killing cops, which is awesome. Yeah.
All right.
You guys into it? Not into it?
This is actually the other game I had actually been playing.
I kind of thought it was.
Couple of days. Yeah, I just didn't want to talk too much about it because I knew we were gonna bring it up now. But yeah, I played a little bit of it. Just kind of played like the tutorial kind of type mission, but it's pretty much like a Payday 2 type of setup, but set in World War II, which makes it like a little cooler for some reason. I don't know. And I don't know, just different era, different weaponry and stuff. So it's not like using all these like modern guns and stuff like that. And I played one of like the kind of like more simpler like basic missions. It was basically just like find these Nazi camps and just shoot them all, and then when you're done, leave. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. The graphics look a little rough, but it's in beta, so whatevs.
Does it feel like Payday?
It does, yeah. There's just something about it. I feel like it's the same engine or something, but there's something about the way it feels. It just has that real Payday kind of feel to it. But hopefully it gets polished a little bit more, because right now it doesn't look amazing. But
is it that feel that like European games have? You know what I'm talking about? Where like there's like a kind of like a lack of polish, but that's kind of like enduring or endearing.
I know exactly what you mean. It's kind of like that. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like if I may quote Ben, jank, but it's kind of like a lovable kind of jank that you like. I don't know. Like if it wasn't there, like it would kind of be like off, sort of. But I don't know. But we should play it because it's a fun game. Like
sure, I'll play some with you this weekend if you're free.
Sweet. Yeah, sounds good.
Can you do the online with the beta?
You should be able to.
I would assume so, since it's like that's the focus of it.
Yeah.
That sounds like some good content.
Hashtag content.
It sounds like a good party game for sure, because I think it's like up to 4.
Yeah, it is 4-player.
Yeah. And you give me an excuse to bring out the Russian accent again, because I like finding every opportunity to reveal my voice to world.
But you're on the wrong side.
There's a
no,
Russian
Nazi
guy.
No.
There's a Russian guy. There's a Russian character you can play as.
Okay.
Yeah. The Russians were good guys in the World War II. They weren't.
I get Russian and German accents confused.
Really? I can't do a good German accent even though I'm half German. So I'm sorry.
I have to be really in the zone and really focus to do a good German accent.
It's hard to do a good German accent.
Yeah.
A really good convincing one. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, speaking of games where you team up with players to fight off an evil force, we've got some Killing Floor Incursion news here.
Oh.
So yeah, Killing Floor Incursion was a VR mode or a VR aspect of the Killing Floor games. And it seems that they're getting a new mode called here it says Holdout.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be like a horde type mode, so you're not really fighting off against like numbered waves and holding a point or doing objectives like in Killing Floor. It's going to be more like you're just going to hold your own until you can't survive anymore and enemies kill you. So they're adding more gameplay to the VR mode, which is kind of cool if you got VR. There's a surprising amount of VR news in the week. Like there was like a lot of price drops happening, like around the Oculus and the Vive and then we also got Windows 10 throwing their hat in the ring for some VR. What they're calling mixed reality headsets. These mixed reality headsets for Windows 10 are going to be able to play Steam content, which is good news because these VR people need to start opening up their platforms for so that you can play all the VR games, which aren't that many. It says here they're going to also focus on Windows Store content such as Hulu, Sony, and others. So I'm just assuming like video players, so you can watch like YouTube videos that are in 360, as well as like in faux movie theaters. Microsoft is going to be working with 343 Industries to bring a Halo. Oh, so they were talking about bringing Halo to their headsets. So it's not exactly like they haven't really said that they're going to be bringing a full game or not, or just like an experience like Batman VR. But they're going to work on bringing some kind of thing of Halo 2 VR, which sounds pretty cool.
I want an actual Halo game.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm just quietly hoping over here in the corner.
Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be pretty sweet. I'm thinking more and more that they're actually going to bring Halo to PC because they've brought so many of their other.
After playing Destiny, I'm like, this just makes me want a Halo game that much more. Like, it's like Destiny's fun and it's cool and everything, but like it's not the same as running around as Master Chief and freaking pistol whipping elites with your pistol. I want a Halo game. Yeah.
I assume they'll. I have like my hopes are like 99% they're gonna bring Halo to the PC
one of these days.
Because like they brought Forza, and Forza is like their second like name brand recognition, like their highest IP they have.
A Halo game as a release title for the Xbox One X would have been like that would have killed it. Yeah. But oh well.
I'll pay full price for Halo on PC 1, 2, 3. Let me experience that story, Microsoft.
Yes, please.
Another cool thing about the mixed reality headsets is that they're going to be aiming for 90 FPS for the ultra high end PCs that can run the headsets, because they're going to have to be connected to PCs in order to run and work like an Oculus or a Vive. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to aim for 60 FPS for non-ultra setups. And then they're also going to have the headset come bundled with controllers for only $399, which It doesn't sound like
Wowzers.
comparing to something like Oculus, which was like 600, I think, American at launch, and then the Vive, which was like $1,200 or Canadian, but I think it was like 800 US. Like VR is becoming cheaper and cheaper, and I think maybe by the next year or the year after, I might have one because like I'm starting to earn enough so I can spend stupid money on this kind of stuff.
Nice.
And I think it'd be fun to
I
talk
just
about.
don't see the point when it's still in its infancy because they're going to put out, like, as it gets cheaper, they're going to put out better models of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can wait for the current generation to go cheap, but then they're still going to put out a better one, and then like it's going to be a generational upgrade where it's like you have to have the new one to play the newer games, and
We'll see what happens. Also, yeah, the PlayStation VR went down in price as well, so it's exciting times.
I guess I'm still a VR cynic.
I know you are. I haven't experienced it yet, so I need to know. Yeah. So, speaking about things that I need to know, I need to play this. GTA Online Smuggler's Run is now available.
Oh yeah.
So yes, new DLC is coming to GTA Online. It's called Smuggler's Run. It's going to be coming with a bunch of new vehicles, new aircrafts, cars, clothes, hideouts, like apartments, whatnot.
A ton of planes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a bunch
Really
of.
I love the
focused on this
plane game in online, and all these new planes look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've had like a problem I've noticed, like just scouring their forums, that like people are always complaining they never have enough money for anything. So
Yeah.
I think they might have messed up their economy because like they have now where you could just buy a bunch of money, like for real money, and so I don't know if that screwed up their economy or not, but I just see a lot of people complaining that they don't have any money.
Yeah.
It's
That's where you
actually
get people that like just go around constantly robbing banks or killing each other to take their, the money they have on their person.
Yeah.
And it creates a toxic community online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So along with this update, they're going to have a new game mode called Motor Wars.
Oh.
Stop me if you heard this one before. Motor Wars is a game where there's 4 teams can parachute into a deadly periodical shrinking kill box, strewn with lethal assortment of guns, explosives, and weaponized vehicles. Work together, find a vehicle, and fight opposing teams and the shrinking map to survive and win.
Dude, what are you talking
yeah,
about? I've never heard
that
of
sounds
this
like
before.
that DayZ mod or whatever. What was that? What was that thing called?
H1Z1, King of the Kill.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of this kind of mode before. This sounds like totally fresh. It sounds like a good idea. Like, I don't know. Like, if someone were to make like a whole game just based on this one mode, they might.
Yeah, I'm surprised no one's done this yet.
Yeah.
Sounds like it could make a lot of money and probably eventually be the most played game on Steam.
Dude, just early access. Boom. That's all you need. Just greenlight that shit. Boom. Good to go.
It doesn't even have to be polished. It could be like super jank, and people would still play it.
Do it on the Unreal Engine. Do it on the new Unreal Engine. Come on, it's like right there. I mean,
no, this actually looks pretty cool. And I was reading up on it, and all bits aside, like a lot of people were saying that this feels drastically different from Battlegrounds, even though it is essentially the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Because for one, it's smaller teams, and it's still large sections of map, but they close in like kind of in a box. Like it's literally like walls closing in.
Oh.
Rather than a circle, it's a square.
Well, I don't know if you can go outside of it. Like I'm saying, it's basically like the walls close in on
like a force field kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's a lot more about vehicle combat because like it's a bunch of weaponized vehicles. So it's like you'll have a team, and like you'll have to have 2 people in a vehicle.
Yeah.
Because like one person driving, one person on the gun. So it's got kind of a Halo feel to it in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
And then you stay, like, you don't show up on the map. There is a map, but you don't show up on the mini map until you're in a vehicle, and then the blip shows up on the map.
Oh.
So it's this risk-reward thing where, like, the vehicles are almost always more powerful than the guns, but, you're visible when you're in a vehicle.
Yeah.
Whereas you can sneak around and hide when you're not. So like there are some interesting mechanics to it that make it, noticeably different. But I do want to try it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, GTA 5 is still full price on Steam.
Oh yeah.
So I'll wait for a sale. But
it'll go on sale and it'll be like $30. I just say scoop it up then.
Yeah.
But another thing just about this game mode, just the fact that the Rockstar engine is just, the game itself is just more fleshed out and it's polished. So like stuff actually like works. You can actually like jump over stuff if you want to in GTA 5 online. So yeah, so I'm curious to try this mode. I'll give it a shot. GTA 5 is a beautiful looking game anyways, even still to this day it looks great.
Oh yeah.
So
that's why they keep building onto the online like 3 or 4 years later.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't give them too much because like there's a lot of glitches and stuff in GTA as well.
It is a bit of a mess,
and it can be fun when things just fling across the space for no real reason.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean they have to render a lot in online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open world games are gonna have.
It's taxing, especially when that game is still technically built on last gen infrastructure.
Yeah, that's
right.
crazy.
There's that.
Like,
too. Yeah.
They've fixed a little bit since like they kind of started mostly focusing on the the PS4 and PC versions, and Xbox One, I guess. But like it was originally built for PS3 and 360, so like that stuff's all still in there. It's kind of like Destiny was like a mid-generation thing.
Yeah.
But Destiny 2 is like completely made for new stuff. So I kind of want to know what's going to happen to GTA Online when GTA 6 inevitably comes out.
Or Red Dead Redemption.
Like if they're going to put out like a GTA Online 2, or if they're going to like just kind of, shift it over to like a new thing, or if it's just going to be a standalone on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see it become a standalone. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. But I feel like it's going to get held back by the GTA 5 like engine, because they'd probably start over again with 6 just like they did, from 4 to 5.
That's true.
I don't know.
Curious.
Yeah. So just to move on, harken back to what Justin was saying, that Battlegrounds has toppled Dota 2 as the most concurrent players currently at the time right now. Battlegrounds toppled Dota 2 as the most played game concurrently with over 880,000 players at the same time. Dota 2 is constantly heading just a little bit under that, so it's still at 800,000, like 880,000, but just a little bit under. Dota 2's all-time peak has been above 1.2 million before. So if Battlegrounds is still going, like it's got 8 million copies now or have been sold, which is just insane.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reporting back when it was like 2 million have been sold. Yeah, that's awesome. And now it's 8 million.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Ridiculous. And just to give
to be fair, this was peak numbers for a moment.
Yeah.
This article was like 5 days ago, according as of this recording.
Yeah, I still
and literally like spiked up and then pretty much got flipped again.
Yeah.
I think this was during like a tournament or something for PlayerUnknown, and so it's like it jumped up because there was that tournament going on, and then just the normal amount of people playing on any given time, and so it just like had a major spike for a little bit. But it's still comparing a free-to-play game versus a pay-to-play game.
Yeah,
it's like the fact that it's even close to Dota 2, where anyone literally can play that game without paying a dime, is still kind of crazy.
Yeah, so I've actually just been looking at the numbers for the last few days, and yeah, it's still a battle, but like Battlegrounds isn't giving up so easily.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Just to give a little perspective on the numbers, CS like Counter-Strike Go hits anywhere between 500,000 and 700,000. That's like third spot. And then next highest after that is GTA 5 with 65,000 to 130,000.
Which is still crazy. The GTA 5 is in the top 5.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
But there's like Warframe. Like that seems like a nothing game.
It's a free-to-play
game. I know people that play Warframe, but like I didn't think it was like one of the top games on Steam at any given time.
Oh yeah. It's like one of the coolest things to look at is just to see like what's the top like 5 or 10 games that people are playing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, I haven't even thought about this game in years, and like people are playing it constantly.
Look at this: free to play games. Warframe, Path of Exile, Team Fortress 2, H1Z1. Is that free to play?
I think you have to buy it.
Yeah, I think you have to buy it. Yeah.
Counter-Strike Go, I think is Dota 2. Like 6 or 7 of like the 10 that are on here are free to play, and Battlegrounds is beating all of them at any given moment.
Counter-Strike Go is like $17, but that's like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's an older game, so like pretty much everyone already has it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then there's friggin' Football Manager for some reason. Whatever.
You know,
there's hot stuff.
You know, Europeans, they love their football.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a whole series of those manager games.
And our last news story for today is Dead Rising 4 is coming to the PlayStation 4. Dead Rising 4 is coming to PlayStation 4 on December 5th. The game will be called Dead Rising 4 Frank's Big Package.
A wink.
In his big package, we're going to get a couple of things. DLC, Stocking Stuffer Holiday Pack, Frank Rising, and the Super Ultra Dead Rising 4 Mini Golf.
Also, his dick.
Yeah, this is just big news because Dead Rising was like initially an exclusive for Xbox.
That's right. Yeah.
Ever since the 360, and now it's going over to the enemy side.
And I know, like, I think 3 and maybe 4 are on Steam,
Yep.
but I wasn't sure if any Dead Rising game had been on a Sony console before.
No, I don't think so.
No, there've been not. The first one isn't. There's Dead Rising 2 off the record.
Yeah, those came later.
Sure.
That was like last year. They like re-released them as on PlayStation.
No, because it was a PS3 game.
Really?
Dead Rising 2 off the record was a PS3 game, so yeah, it's technically Microsoft, but I think it's not like super. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because I know 3 like was an Xbox One like launch title or something, and that was a big deal for them. They're like, we've got Dead Rising. We don't have much else, but we've got Dead Rising, and that one wasn't even good. And they had Dead Rising 4, which is another exclusive, and they were like, we've still got Dead Rising. So now they're even losing that.
It just feels like Dead Rising isn't the title that it was before.
No, it peaked at 2 for sure.
Yeah. Agreed. Ever since 3, like it's been kind of just mediocre.
Yeah, I've heard 4 is a lot better, but I never cared to get into it. Like after 2, I kind of dropped off.
I heard they changed up his character like quite a bit. Like they just made him like an asshole, but like not a lovable asshole like he was in the first game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's kind of a bummer. So yeah, that's the news. Do
we have a news ending song now?
We do now.
do now.
Justin, where can the lovely people at home find you on the internet?
I'm at Zero Score on like Twitter and YouTube and stuff. Mostly here. I don't do much outside of here. I don't have time. I'm busy with life.
Busy living life.
But, yeah, like I said, check out we've got the Nidhogg 2 quick shot, the Mario and Rabbids quick shot. I'm in both of those, so check me out there. And then Lowe's been doing a bunch of Fortnite stuff, which is probably cool.
Probably. I don't know.
It's Fortnite. That's not my thing, but your content is good content.
Thank you.
Just Fortnite's not my thing.
Your content's good too.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Lo, where can the people in their cars find you?
In their car. Oh.
Yeah,
well,
people listening.
Doesn't matter where you are, as long as you have an internet connection. You can find me on Twitter at Near the Hero, N3R0 THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Near the Hero, spelled with letters. You can also find me on Charge Shot. As Justin said, I've been making some Fortnite content lately because it's a cool game. It's not for everybody because there's a lot of just like hitting stuff and collecting things so you can build stuff. So I don't know. It's mindless fun. So I'll be coming out with some more of that soon, especially just covering the new game mode and whatnot. So yeah, that's where you can find me, folks.
And Ben, where can the people find you on the internet at their work?
Twitter.com/marvelousiggy. I apologize for the lack of Freedom Planet episodes this past week. The hurricane, while it didn't fuck me up, it didn't feel right to upload anything. I was just so concentrated on the news and trying to. I was just really focused on a lot of that. But rest assured, Freedom Planet will resume. For patrons, it will be the next part will be up on Monday. If not, you'll get a whole week of episodes on when this goes live to everybody else on Friday. And also the first part of Marvelous Fights is out of my couple of ranked matches of Ultra Street Fighter 2. Probably won't be one this weekend because again I've had zero time to record. But the first one's out there. I get a little salty, but hey, hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Now that I'm getting Pokken because a certain game was pushed back, so Pokken's going to be added to the rotation of Marvelous Fights. So I think of just doing Ultra Street Fighter 2 consistently, I'm going to do Pokken, ARMS, and Ultra Street Fighter 2 in rotation, and then any more fighting games that I feel like I'll just add in, like you'll get them once a week or something. But yeah, that's all I'm doing. Also, I'm dying soon in Justin's FF6 story play. I think that's this week.
No. Well, it will be when this goes up for the public. It'll be this week.
Right. So yeah, I'm dying. So you want to watch me die or get pretty much embarrassed by a superior voice actor? Go watch it on this coming Saturday. It'll be live for patrons, so just go back, watch it. I had a lot of fun recording that scene, and yeah. Also, sorry, I keep forgetting. I'm still going to Retropalooza October 7th to the 8th. If you want to meet the self-proclaimed marvelous one wearing a luchador mask, I will be there. It's a great convention. I've been going there the past 2 years. It's run by the guys. They're called the Game Chasers. They're a couple of retro video game YouTubers. They're really fun. It's a really great show. You'll find some great deals. You'll meet some amazing people. It's a great show. Do not tap me on the shoulder. I will judo top you.
Just like
Are you actually going to be wearing a luchador mask?
No, because I feel like as a brown man, I probably shouldn't enter areas with a mask on. So I'll probably just be like with my best friend.
Fair enough. Can't argue there.
Oh man, I was on Reddit like I always am, and I saw a title saying 3 black guys in hoodies helping, or not helping, but like ganging up on a old white lady, and they're like pushing her car out of the flood, which was kind of funny.
A clickbait though.
Yeah, it's a clickbait like GIF, but like the GIF is like nice, and that's just what made me think of like Ben's made me think of that.
Good story.
I am on Twitter as CSG Thomas. You can also email me, thomas@charshot.com, and I'll read your email on the air. You can also email me there if you are a dev or you just want to get in touch or want to talk.
If you want to send nudes.
Don't
actually do that.
Yeah, seriously. Like, it's
okay. I just realized that,
I have the internet.
The implications of...
I have the internet.
Yeah.
Porn's everywhere. Like, I'm good. Until then, guys, enjoy your games.
Bye-bye.
Porn is everywhere.
It's true.
Oh, thank God I can turn the fan on again. All right,
saving.
That was fun.
Saving.
Yeah, it's fun.
Audio. Yeah.
I feel a lot more comfortable with the way I've moved things. Like, it feels like there's more room, even though there's really not. Because it's the same amount of space. But, like, before the opening was, like, right next to the exercise bike, and now it's, like, a 4 to 5 foot gap between here and the wall. So just, like, it feels more open because I'm not, like, knocking into, important stuff.
Nice.
So it's like, I'm just, like, chilling here, like, getting comfortable.
Nice. That's always good.
Yeah, I apologize for leaving midway through the podcast. My dog wouldn't leave my little sister's underneath the bed.
Yeah,
so
I saw your message there.
Yeah, I apologize. I just hear knocking on the door, like, what's going on? He's not getting out. So I think the worst case scenario, like, oh shit, he's stuck.
Yeah.
And like, no, he just didn't want to come out.
He's scared.
It's all good.
No,
like,
he's
your
fine.
mic was muted and stuff, so I didn't actually know until you sent that message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I actually lowered my mic volume like I had my level recorder, so like I lowered it significantly, so like you shouldn't hear. You'll hear a sneeze because I couldn't lower it in time. But like when he was barking, I lowered it down to like 50, so it's like you should barely read on anything. So like for a reason, my volume kept going up and down. So I had to like it would go down more than it would go up.
Huh.
It would go down to 70, so I would just manually boost it up to like 88, 89. So
Weird.
I don't know.
So weird.
It's weird.
Audacity's been goofy. I just noticed my audio ended at like 92 or something, but it started at 100. It keeps auto leveling. I don't know.
Weird.
Why does it do that?
It's gotta be a setting for when you record.
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything.
Mm.
And I don't know when it would have made that change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like a way to, I think like it's a leveler effect or something, and it evens out a lot of those dips
Yeah.
after the fact.
Like a normalizer, I think it is.
No, I mean, Normalizer does that to an extent, but that's more so to make sure everything is under a certain decibel. But I think
right.
I think it's called Leveler, and it like maybe compressor. I don't know. It basically makes sure nothing is like too drastically different as far as volume.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I gotta see where Super Troopers is actually available because I don't own it.
Neither
It's
do
on
I.
Netflix or something.
It's
I really
on
hope
the
I have the
Windows
energy
Store.
to do it.
I don't want to buy it.
I really hope I have the energy to do it because usually Sundays I'm fucking broken.
Bring home alcohol.
Like I don't drink, Justin.
Yeah, you do.
Sure you do.
I drink if I'm horribly depressed. You don't want horribly depressed Ben for Super Troopers.
Well, just drink and be merry then.
I can't. I when I drink, I become like the most nervous person in the world. Like I get so paranoid and so panicky. It's ridiculous.
Stop it.
So yeah, I know. I don't drink. That's why I don't do it.
That's weird.
Fine. Give up on you.
That
Ouch.
hurts. That hurts. Here, when it comes from low, that hurts.
Yeah.
That's a low blow.
Oh.
You
You should just get into a bar fight sometime and like knock someone out and go, that was the low blow.
Brilliant. Ooh,
Yeah,
Cuphead.
I don't have rental options. I'll just buy it off.
Oh yeah, Cuphead's coming out this month, isn't it?
Yeah, I just got an
God
email from the
damn,
DOG.
everything is coming out that I want to. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Video games.
It's only $20.
I gotta get
I'll
some
probably just
emails on. Start emailing these guys.
Oh my god, I
Get
want
some
to play that game
games.
so bad.
Looks really cool.
I might suck at it, but I really want to play it.
It's like all those Disney cartoons I grew up on.
I just because like SteamWorld, do we have a price? Because like SteamWorld's probably at least $15-20.
I would assume 20.
Yeah,
Maybe
And-
25.
and then like I already pre-ordered Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, right? So that's not I don't have to worry about that. But it's like Samus Returns and Pokken. It's like god damn it.
I already pre-ordered
Why?
Samus Returns.
It's like why? No, and
Sup-
no sign of that Metroid Amiibo coming out.
Super Troopers has a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ouch.
Damn,
Really?
that's a burn.
I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. But I'll just download it. I'm not going to bother with like anything fancy.
So yeah, I'll try to be here Sunday. Is it on Amazon? Like to
No,
digital?
I mean, it's available to rent on Amazon.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it because that's what I do. I buy
Yeah.
things.
So Thomas,
Yeah.
September 11th, you up for it recording? I think I'm free that day.
9/11.
Let's see. Today's the. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be free. When's the new movie coming out? Isn't it this weekend or next weekend?
September the 8th, next weekend.
Okay.
I'm seeing it on the 11th, so I'll have a fresh. I'll be basically watching the movie twice.
All right, I'll see if I can watch it on the Saturday. I got free.
Okay.
I got free
Well, I mean,
tickets, so like I can just go watch it.
Well, I mean, again, not important. Like, we're just gonna watch the old movie, but like, I'm just gonna see because I want to get scared.
I hear the remake is actually pretty decent.
That's what that's what I hope so.
Yeah,
that's what I hope so.
Yeah.
Lo, you're welcome to come join us.
Yeah, you should totally do the watch along with us.
Yeah.
Fight your fears, Lo.
Yeah.
It's only a screen. It's not gonna hurt you.
It might.
That's what you tried to tell me.
Yeah, but I gave up on you a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. You should.
It's not like The Ring. It doesn't come out of the TV.
Yeah.
It might. It's a clown.
No, it just hides in the sewer grates.
Evil magical powers.
And then
again, to be fair, that movie traumatized my childhood for years, and I got over it.
Good for you.
Well, you're a better man than me, then.
Yeah.
Yay! I win.
I don't know what your point is.
I mean, fight your fears, and eventually the fears just become trivial comedy.
We talked about this already.
I know. To be fair, I'm deeply scared of oceans, which is why I'll never take a boat anywhere.
Yeah, hypocrite.
Oh, the ocean.
Yeah, but like the ocean's a tangible, real thing to be afraid of. Clowns aren't. Evil clowns are not a real thing.
The only reason oceans are scary is because of the deep abyss that.
Exactly. That's why. That's real. That's tangible. You can't touch anything. I mean, you can't touch.
That and colossal squids.
Versus like the chances of you running into a killer clown are not that high, especially one that's like a sentient being from space. Oops.
Hey, that was a thing for a while. People were dressing up as clowns and creeping people out.
Yeah, creeping people out is one thing, but they're not killing anybody.
It was still evil and malicious.
There's got to be a famous like serial killer with that.
So Justin, can you not watch like Batman '89 or like The Dark Knight? I'm curious.
No, I don't mind the Joker.
Those aren't the clowns.
But the Joker's a clown, though. He's like the embodiment of the evil clown.
He's like
no, he's not.
He's actually a clown. Like he's a clown. I don't understand this. I'm really confused right now.
I don't know. Like I see where you're coming from with the face paint and all that, but there's just something about the Joker that just ascends clowns.
He's a clown. That's where he was. That's like he's a clown. He's the clown prince of crime.
He's like an unclown or like an anti-clown.
No, he's just a clown. He makes jokes. No, he throws pies at you.
He tried to be a clown. Like he just happens to have like face paint, but he doesn't.
Right, he looks like a terrifying clown.
I bet
if you were to take a survey, I bet you the survey would come out in favor of people. The majority of people would not consider the Joker a clown.
All right, Justin, make a Twitter poll on this.
Yeah, make a Twitter because he's actually a clown though. Like he's a clown. That's what he is.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Pennywise scares the terrifying wits out of you, or like any other killer clown. I can't even think of other killer clowns besides Pennywise. But like the Joker. Yeah, but Sweet Tooth's just a joke.
But he's a killer clown.
He's a killer clown. But like, yeah. But like, okay, outside of those.
The thing that I think that separates clown from Joker is that clowns have rubber noses that are red, and the Joker doesn't have that.
That's true. That might be it. I think he's got a point.
Pennywise doesn't. Does Pennywise have a rubber nose? I need to look this up.
He's got a red nose. He's got a red nose that looks like a rubber nose.
Hold on.
Creepy.
I'm about to haunt my nightmares for the rest of the night for y'all.
I'm staring right at the DVD case.
Also, the Joker's not like dressed like a clown. He wears a purple suit. I mean, how many clowns?
Yeah, okay. Pennywise does have a red. Yeah. I guess so. I don't know. It's just like the Joker's a clown. Like he's a terrifying clown.
I mean,
especially if you look at those '40s comics, he's creepy.
He is, but he's not. He's a clown, but he isn't at the same time. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. What is the Joker?
It just weirds me out. It's messing with my brain. It's like does not compute.
I was gonna put a third option in this poll that just was mean to Ben, but I decided not to.
Oh. No, do it, please.
I already made it.
But then you won't get real results.
No, delete it and start it again.
No, because I don't want any joke answers. I want people to decide between the two.
We're doing this for a reason. We're trying to figure this out.
This isn't one of my patents to just make fun of bin polls. I've done those, but this isn't one of them.
Right. What was the other one we did? Where I was proven right after all the time.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember any time you're proven right.
No, there was a point. Oh yeah, well, Waluigi's was like the worst character ever.
Oh
and,
yeah,
people were like agreeing with me.
That was hacked.
No, it wasn't. I didn't gather any support. People just hate Waluigi.
Yeah, Waluigi's the worst.
I
think he's
Man,
I think he's hilarious.
People are voting for you. What is this nonsense? He is a clown.
I'm right. You're the only one with that opinion. Get over it.
What did I just say? I was just saying this not like 2 minutes ago. I was very confident too. So I'm not just confident for no reason.
I mean, one of those votes is me.
Once again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should probably add the votes myself.
Yeah. I can't vote.
Oh wow, my audio already finished uploading. Nice.
Awesome.
I'm putting mine up now. And then I'll probably duck out because
all right,
I'm tired.
Same. I'm probably gonna play some Dishonored while I'm laying in bed.
Oh, good game. The first one or the second one?
The second one. That's like I'm starting my thing is just lay in bed and play a game or watch Fast and Furious. Either one.
I'm gonna play Nier.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of just like doing like a Fast and Furious movie a night. Because I tried to watch back through them like back when I was like doing a different job, and I was literally like I had them on my phone, and like while I was like driving between stores, and just to pad the time because like it did take me 8 hours to do my job.
Yeah,
I would just sit there and like watch like part of the movie on my phone, and then like I'd go to the next stop and watch more of it, and yeah, I wasn't really like absorbing it. Plus, it was an action movie on my phone, so like I want to actually watch through them all again and like see which one's best because I still haven't seen past 6. But
yeah, 7's some 8's the craziest one. I'll just say that. 8's like the most batshit insane one, which is so much fun.
Kind of funny was ranking them all, and it made me want to actually watch through them all.
Yeah.
But no, I might go continue watching Ozark. That show's weird to me because like it wants to be like Netflix's Breaking Bad.
Okay.
But the whole thing is about like this guy who like has to launder a bunch of money, and he's told about some place in southern Missouri where a bunch of people come in during the summer, and like they're literally just summer tourists, like they spend a bunch of money and then leave. And he's like, it's the perfect front. So like he goes to like the Ozarks, which is like 40 minutes away from me, and so like a lot of the show was filmed there. Like some of my friends on Facebook were posting pictures where like they saw Jason Bateman like in Hy-Vee, and they like took pictures with him and they're like, "Oh, I met Jason Bateman. Like he's just hanging out." I thought that was really cool. Oops. But yeah, like the first episode ends with this like sweeping like cinematic pan across the lake, and I'm like, I've been there. This is weird. Like I don't live in like Atlanta or like New York or Toronto or anywhere where they do a lot of like actual shoots like where people are just like, oh yeah, they filmed my house once. Like this never happened, so it's just kind of like I know exactly where they are right now. This is weird.
You know what's funny about that, Justin, is that I had the same story, but with the 2010 Predator movie that came out because it was shot in Austin. So like I was like, oh yeah, I went to that park. So like for like a week I was like, did you know I was at an alien planet? I went to an alien planet once. It was right over there. It was pretty funny.
Well, like there's been a few examples like up in the air. Some of that was filmed at the St. Louis airport. And there was a movie, You're Next. It was a horror movie that was actually filmed in Colombia.
Did it start?
But like it was in like a house that was like outside of town, and like the house has been pointed out to me before, like when driving by it. But like it's literally just in that house. Like it's not like they filmed around Colombia or anything, so it's not that exciting. But yeah, there's not a lot of examples of things being shot in Missouri. So like this is an actual show like that's named after a place that I've been to dozens of times. So I kind of want to keep watching it just to like see where all they shoot.
Mm-hmm.
but it's very dark and very intense. So it's one of those where it's like maybe like one every few nights.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom would always like just watch stuff just because it's filmed in Ontario or Toronto.
Mhm.
Even if it was
Nice.
bad, she was just like, "Oh yeah," like because she likes the familiarity and like saying pointing things out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is fun for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that novelty very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is almost up. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I like to wait for it to be up so I don't have issues like the other week. But...
Oh yeah, baby.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
All right. See you Wednesday, Justin. Oh,
See you.
See you guys. I'm gonna go pay for some more
See ya.
beer.
Hello, everybody. Here it is. It looks like it's in front of me, but it's way in front of me. Oh, that's weird.
Ew.
That's got weird.
Wait, hold hands.
Wait, that doesn't work. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Dan, what if you put your turn your hand 90 degrees.
Or do the other hand, Dan.
There you go. No, we can't do this. That's it. Dan will be signing the rest of the show. For those of you, what is this?
Sell it.
What am I selling?
I'm poking you in the damn eye.
Oh.
Oh, no, don't.
Welcome to Mario Sunshine, the game that's sunshiny all across the nation. I'm Vinny Caravella, but I am joined by the Sunshine Band. That includes Alex Navarro.
I'm more of an average white band kind of guy.
How do your mic sound so low still?
I don't know.
This is what happens.
It's because my mouth isn't touching it. I don't know.
Oh, that's probably it. This is what happens when we don't wear headphones. Abby Russell.
Hi, I'm wearing headphones and I sound great.
You do. And Dan Reichert.
I hate headphones and I feel great.
Well, that's a strong stance to take. Alex, let me hear you again.
Hi.
Okay, you sound good over there now. Keep talking.
Hey. Hi. Hey. Hey.
Alex, I got a note. I got 2 notes on my thing here.
All right.
They say Alex is next.
Okay.
And Gumball for Dan.
Yes, so Dan.
Yes.
Last time.
Yes.
On the last exciting episode. And we'll go with exciting. You did not grab your shine at the end of your turn, so you need to do that before we go forward.
I am putting a quarter in right now.
All right.
Let the
I'm
record
also
show.
not on camera, which is
Yeah, can you
this.
do you have room to scoot a bit over to closer to Abby, or do I need to widen that shot out?
I mean, as long as Abby isn't offended by my
totally
presence,
fine.
that's
I think
fine.
I moved your mic over because half of Vinny's face is in it before.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
We're all square now.
You got a normal shine?
We're good.
All right.
Got my yeah, it was a normal shine.
All right. Well, then.
All right.
Callie here. Who's doing what?
We have a commanding lead from Abby here. Alex doesn't seem to be doing too shabby
I've got 11
himself.
right now.